Hello and welcome to the Guzzlers podcast. Today we are going to be talking about the all 18 or 21 or 19 Primarchs in the Warhammer universe. And I'm Jack, I'm your host, and I'm joined by
Alex
and Neve.
Yeah, so shall we get right into it?
You missed the part that we are ranking them as well.
Yeah.
Tier listing them.
Well, that's what I said, we're putting them in a tier list.
As you can tell, we've thoroughly prepared for this
We're
podcast.
very prepared, honestly. We've all got plenty of notes ready.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the only person sat
100%.
with a notebook in front of me.
Raw dog in this, I'm not going to lie.
Oh, yeah.
We've definitely hit the 2-minute mark, haven't we?
Right.
We
Hopefully.
have not. We have a spinner wheel, and I'm going to spin the spinner wheel.
Sorry, Susan. Sorry. Broadcasting to YouTube. Let's go for it.
Right, let me
Stop
spin the
being
wheel and let's see who gets to go first, because I'm sure you're all very excited
Whoop, whoop.
and very prepared.
Oh, yeah, by the way, as well, more context. We've put the names into a spinner reel because we couldn't decide how to structure it, so we're just going to you might hear one of us for a while, you might not.
Oh,
We'll find out.
oh,
God.
lucky me, it's Magnus.
Right.
Yeah.
So I have just done my research because I'm actually probably the least educated on Warhammer out of anyone, if you want to call me educated or any of us educated. But I've been sat reading what's it called, the lexicon?
Lexicon, Warhammer Lexicon.
I have been sat reading this website about 10 minutes before we started. So the brief history of Magnus. What are you looking at? Anyway.
For our audio listeners, Jack has just turned to show me his computer screen, which may be telling him the whole Ultramarines lore through ChatGTP right now. Whatever, I'm just not fucking out
Yeah,
whatever it
I'm
is.
very prepared for this. I've bit off a bit more than I can chew.
Let me talk
but-
about Magnus.
Let's go. Yeah, back to the point. Back to the
Just-
point.
So, Magnus was aware of his power at a young age, and he became really powerful very quickly. He was mentored by a psyker. The Emperor, noticed him really quickly because he was in the what's it called? The warp.
Warp. Yeah, maybe.
Is it the warp? Yeah. He was messing around in there, and the Emperor was like, "Hey, buddy, I see you." He went and found him. They talked to each other as if they'd been like best friends for a year. And then he ended up, taking over the Thousand Suns. They all had psychic mutations themselves. And Magnus ended up actually losing his eye in a bargain, which was later, revealed to be Tzeentch that he did it with, to prevent, further mutations, because people were getting scared. People thought they were dangerous, because psychers were dangerous. He got close with Horus and Logar and Yagatai Khan. Oh, I can't even read my own handwriting anymore. His affinity with the warp basically made people nervous, and he was able to contact with past civilizations where psychers were allowed to flourish, and he was like, I want to be like that. Why aren't I allowed? But the Emperor was, warning him not to, get too involved with it, because obviously people were scared, people distrusted him. It got to a point where he almost scrapped Lehman Russ over,
They
psychic
didn't
powers.
like each other,
I
did
think
they?
Oh,
No.
that was at the Council of Nicaea.
So the Emperor called a debate on psychic powers because of this, and it basically, he limited it to who could use it, which meant Magnus, wasn't really allowed to do his
Fucks
thing.
over
But
chaos.
Magnus continued to do his thing, and he, made a big library, he collected a bunch of information about arcane magic and stuff.
Fucking nerd.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, he saw a vision of Horus and what Horus was going to do. The Horus heresy, one might say.
Oh.
And,
Spoilers.
spoilers! But he tried to talk Horus out of it, basically, and Horus went, nah. Because of this, he basically tried to contact the Emperor psychically through the warp, but there was a warp storm. Oh no! It was in the way, so instead he tried to take this shortcut through this corridor, which he didn't know was the Emperor's secret special project, the Webway, and he basically heard a higher power calling to him saying, I'll fucking let you in, mate. I'll let you in, I'll give you the power. And he went, hell yeah, bust down the door, let a shit ton of demons in.
Not good.
He didn't mean to. He did
No.
nothing wrong. He did nothing wrong.
I think we can all agree
Anyway,
that Magnus is an innocent man.
The Emperor got him arrested by a couple of people, and they burnt his libraries down because they thought he was dangerous and bad.
Burning of Prospero.
Yep, they burnt
Who
his
was that
stuff
led
down.
by again? Was that the...
I
Base
have it written down,
wasn't
but I'm
it?
pretty sure it was Lehman. Yeah,
Stephen Russ.
Oh,
Russ does not like Magnus.
yeah.
Wait, did Russ snap Magnus's spine
So
over his head
basically,
again?
Russ, what I've got written
Or
down is
knee.
Russ destroyed Magnus's physical form, which
I think he did break his back. I think.
something along those lines. But then Magnus's actual spiritual self disappeared into the warp, and he shattered, and he gave himself into chaos. And they were trying to kind of get him back together. They found 4 of the 5 shards, The one they couldn't find was the one that was his humanity. And then after that, I'm not entirely sure what happened to him. You know, he scrapped a vision of the Emperor, but it turned out to be Vulcan. Something else, like one of his shards just happened to come back as a demon at some point, and that's the one we know and love and that we see models of.
Yeah.
Magnus the Red.
The only one that did do something.
So
wrong.
wasn't it? Yeah. So Magnus he got shattered into how many pieces?
5.
5 different pieces, and right now, the evil one basically is leading the Thousand Sons on their little warband crusades,
And
whatever they do. They don't do much, do they? They're kind of
He's
useless.
the, you know, the horned figure we see with the beautiful big wings, the red skin. Do you know,
Yeah.
Beautiful figure.
It is amazing. It is amazing.
So, on that note, I think that Magnus should go into A tier, because I think he's really cool.
See, I'm leaning more towards C.
Wow. Okay.
Wow, you're calling him mid as hell.
No, mid as hell would be like D tier.
Yeah. It only goes down to F. So
Yeah.
you gotta...
How about you guys just like watch
C
your
is
tone?
pretty much as middle of the road as you can get. I think at least
yeah.
B. I think at least B. I think he's really
I'd be
cool.
tempted. He's a psycho though. And that's mid as fuck.
Oh look,
like,
you
mid.
know
No,
me. I'm a
that's
Mortarian
cool.
girly. Okay, so I think psychos are disgusting. Okay?
No, but you got to respect the.
I respect he did nothing wrong. But if he was
I
psychic,
think
he would have
he's so
clearly just
cool.
known the Emperor had a
Yeah.
webway project. He could have read his mind
See,
and shit.
if he
and be
was like the best Primarch, Sanguinius, he would have been able to divine the future a little
You
bit
get
and know
some-
that.
I'm pretty sure you pronounced Lorgar wrong.
Oh right, okay.
Right, save your opinions for your segments, boys.
It's devolving. It's devolving.
Right, so
but-
where are
okay.
we ranking Magnus? Where can we all
Honest,
agree?
probably B. I can agree with a B tier.
I want to push him to A. I was going to say low
But
end of S,
Lehman
bottom of
Russ
S.
smacked the crap out of it.
Right.
Okay, no. But
No, only his physical form. His mental form fecked off to the
he
web.
did nothing wrong. He actually did nothing wrong. I think.
He got beaten up by a furry.
Okay, so maybe he did something wrong. Okay, but no, listen to me. Okay, I think he's at least A. He's such an interesting
Is, yeah.
character. Most beautiful model there fucking is pretty
Oh,
much.
You know
such a
what?
sexy
D
model.
tier.
Right, shut up.
Right, okay, fine.
Okay, are we gonna
Fine.
bottom of A?
Agree to disagree, either A or B.
You know, I'm being silenced. We'll go A.
Yay!
Bottom of A.
Fucking quitting the
Magnus,
podcast after day one.
yay! Shut up. Right, should we do another spin?
Right, spin the wheel.
We're spinning the wheel. It takes a while to decide. If it's me again, that'll be really cool. It is not me again. Who has Vulcan?
Fuck.
Quick, ask ChatGPT. Quick, ask it.
Wow, I'm really prepared.
We all know the most
for
important
Vulcan, so I'm gonna change it. Let's talk about Sanguinius. Okay.
Are you just changing your mind?
No, you've got to do Vulcan.
No,
We've got
we're
it in a
doing
spinning wheel and
Sanguinius.
shit. No,
Sorry.
I do it. No, oh.
You know what? Fine. Fuck it. We'll do Vulcan. I know nothing. Okay.
Quick, ask my AI.
I was. That's exactly what I'm doing. I know a little bit, but I don't know enough.
We know the most important thing about Vulcan, right, Alex?
Well, he
Some-
did. He
No,
did.
no.
He's basically
Shush,
Jesus.
shush. Let me talk about this. So Vulcan, right? Okay, I haven't even got it up yet. But automatically, before I give you any facts, B. Okay.
For the
now,
audio
hear me-
listeners.
this is why. Okay. This is why.
For the audio listeners, Jack has his Snapchat AI open right now, and
Yeah.
he's texting it.
I'm
So-
not. These are accusations.
I think we should
Accusations.
I think we should put him in E for Eldar children.
No. Okay. So.
Hey, fucking filthy Xenos heretics.
A for Eldar children.
Purge them.
Eldar
Purge them in holy fire.
Vulcan, he is a Primarch of the Salamander's Legion.
No shame.
He's a very good, he runs his little forge, black skin. It's the only Primarch to be black skin, okay? Not that that's important.
For our audio listeners right now,
I'm
Jack's just thrown his fucking...
Carry on.
So anyway, he was found with the Emperor. Him and First Mass looking down at Vulcan as he was found recently. First Mass, you know what he said? What's special about him? All the other Primarchs had something special about them. Vulcan, nothing obvious, okay? Nothing obviously special. And you know what the Emperor said? just watch this, okay? Wait and listen. And so he did. But First Mass died, so he didn't get to see it.
Well, this is meant to be a segment on Vulcan. Come on.
That's a really good question. Can
Can you tell us about the Eldar children, please?
He
Because we
burns
know-
out our children.
Yeah.
Basically, Vulcan is a perpetual. This is his special little thing. The Emperor knew he was a perpetual. And a perpetual basically means he's immortal, kind of. So he got
is.
completely, like, atom bombed, basically, because he was kicking the traitor's ass. I think it was one of the Istamans.
That's a good question. I think it would have been Istvan 5 if it was one of the Istvans, but I don't remember.
It was some battle. He was absolutely destroying the traitor forces. The only way they could get rid of him, completely decimate the planet, and so they did. And now he's split into many different little bits.
Bit like Magnus.
That the salamanders in the 41st millennium have to go and collect to kind of re-summon him somewhat.
Isn't the lore that they've found most of it, they're just too lazy to find the last part, or is that someone else?
Well, I generally say they're too lazy to find the last part because I'm not a big Salamanders fan.
Yeah.
Because again, why to play Salamanders, you can play Black Templars. But I digress. Continue.
Yeah, so basically they're all getting these bits together, and in the lore I think they're pretty close, but they're not quite there. And for that reason I think I might actually go bottom of B to top of C at best. I think he's a cool character.
He's a flamethrower.
He's a perpetual.
Isn't he?
He's born on a fiery world.
Slayed a sick lizard.
This is the thing I was about to bring up as well. So the way the Emperor met him, the Emperor appeared not all flashy and golden like on some other planets where they just scooped him up. He was saying, I'm your father. Do you wanna join me? Vulcan was like, if you can prove yourself, if you can prove yourself in these trials, we're gonna go to the top of this volcano and kill these big, I think it was lava salamanders or something.
Yeah. I think the Emperor's disguised as well as a little old man, I think.
He was disguised, he was disguised as just an average bloke. So they go in. Vulcan absolutely demolishes the Emperor in this, completely wiping the floor with him. Okay, but on his way back, he gets ambushed. He's about to die. And the Emperor, instead of just carrying on to win the competition, saves Vulcan. Gives up
sacrificing
his biggest lizard, basically. Sacrificed to win. Sacrificed himself, which is very odd for the Emperor, actually. Mm-hmm. This is important as well. The Emperor does not do this stuff normally.
He's a fucking egomaniac.
He is. So him giving up for something, Vulcan was something special that the Emperor kind of wanted here. Okay? He gave up Lizard. And Vulcan, even though, technically, he won the competition because the Emperor had no Lizard left, he vowed to join him as he saw that the Emperor somewhat had a good heart, which is debatable.
Yeah.
But I think that's a pretty cool little backstory of him.
Sounds like he has bad judgment.
He does. But yeah, what would you guys rate that then? Where would you put Vulcan on this list?
I could agree with a high C tier.
I want to do B. I think Vulcan deserves A almost. But I'll concede to a high B because I don't know.
We don't know enough now because I have not done my research properly for one or two of these Primarchs.
Should we put him at a mid B then?
I would say a B.
He also did escape a Night Lord prison, which is actually pretty impressive prison.
He did.
So I think B.
He is. The Emperor at the end of the day sacrificed himself.
Yeah.
For Vulcan, I think that's important. So him being a perpetual and the Emperor being like, this is important, put him B, I think.
Are we talking bog standard B or
mid-B,
a high B?
Just a standard B.
High B. Mid to high B.
Well, it depends how many other people end up in the B tier, doesn't it?
That is true.
We're only 2 Primarchs in, so...
Well, there's one I know for sure is going to be F tier already.
Oh my god. I know which one you're thinking about. That's the worst.
No!
Alright, let's see who's next. Who has Corvus Corax? Is that you
again? This is about to be even worse than so these are the two I actually don't know much about, so we're gonna go straight back on.
Corvus Corax will just be summarized.
It means it can only get better from here.
It can.
This is the bottom of it, okay?
I love seeing those memes where it's like POV, you're fighting Corvus Corax, and it's just like a video of social repose. Like in his raven feathers, looking all evil. Sticking out my gat for the Rizzler.
You're so skibbity.
So, Corvus Corax, I don't know which planet it was found on, probably a dark, murky one, but he's basically the emo of the Space Marines, okay?
Pretty accurate.
He lives in the shadows, he's scared of the sun. Now, that is important, because not only does he live in the shadows, he can blend in with shadows. This is a cool little ability he has. Just standard. Some of them were born with all their other little cool things. Bro can disappear into the shadows. He's a master of stealth, invisibility, and guerrilla warfare. Right, which is pretty interesting. He's also a loyalist. He's not a dirty traitor like some Primarchs, like Lorgar. So he's automatically, I think, a little bit up there, right? On top of that, he's a pretty good warrior. The fact he can kind of blend in the shadows. And after the Siege of Terra, in which he stayed loyal and stood by the Emperor, he banished himself out of shame for what he allowed to happen in the heresy. And recently, he has re-emerged, not as a normal Primarch, like the lion or Girlyman, right? But as a like a demon entity, so he's like a swarm of shadows and crows right now, and his life's goal, it seems, is to hunt and kill Lorgar. They had a great duel, and he's back. They're still loyal, but he's back in the lore, killing word bearers to kill Lorgar.
Fucking skunk.
Right. Outrageous. Honestly.
You can't
D tier.
No.
You can't start the slut shaming until we get to Fulgrim.
Right.
Come on,
Shut
man.
up. Shut your mouth. Let's say A tier. Easy A tier. Only loyalist to kind of be a demon Primarch. That's big.
Heretic.
That's important.
That's
There might
really
be some
cool.
heresy there, but I like to
Some.
believe my little fan lore is he's actually the Chaos God that gave him the his powers is actually the Emperor. I think the Emperor has somewhat blessed him. I don't want to say that the Emperor is a Chaos God, but I think the Emperor has transcended mortality and actually become a god like fully now.
But that's just a theory.
That's just a theory, a game theory. Okay.
Don't copyright us, please.
No, he loves
So-
it. Matt Pat loves that shit.
He does.
So I would say I think it's a strong A. I would
Put him above Magnus.
C.
on par with Magnus.
C for Corvus.
C for Corax
Also,
White.
Corax White. Worst paint ever.
Why
C
is
tier.
the emo Primarch the one that inspired Corax White?
Just
Pasty
got
white skin.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
It's
Like
how you
Cornish like
highlight
corpse
things.
paint.
Yeah.
Just on.
I think though he's pretty big impact a lot. I really like what they've done with him coming back as a demon.
Lorgar's still more powerful than him.
We can also-
Lorgar ran away. I seem to remember
He's still more powerful. He's just doing his research.
a lot of yapping coming from Alex right now.
We can also just reference we can move people in the ranking. So if we've put someone somewhere and we believe that maybe for example that Corvus Corax should be an A tier, but then we believe maybe Magnus needs to be dropped from that. If we're putting him in
we
A tier,
can change.
we can do
Yeah.
that.
Where do you want to say, Alex?
Would you put him
What
on
would
par
you
with
do?
Magnus?
B tier maybe. B tier. I think
Higher
he's a
than
B.
Vulcan?
C. C tier Primarch.
You
I
think
still
he's lower
stand
than
by as a
Vulcan?
C tier Primarch.
You think C tier?
The Raven God are just worse Night Lords. Like they're just worse Night Lords.
It's not about the factions. It's about the.
It is
Primarch.
about the factions though.
It's about the
Like,
Primarch.
Primarch as well. Corvus. I don't like him. He's a bit boring.
So you put
a bit
what, C?
bland. B C. C B.
So if C is like bog standard, you're nothing special. D is you're kind of a bit of shit.
I do like his
And B is like
camouflage
you're
ability.
good, but not
Alex,
great.
would
I
you
like-
put him above Vulcan?
I'm gonna put him in B.
Above or below Vulcan?
Below.
I
No?
would.
I like
What
Vulcan
do
quite
you
a bit.
think?
Maybe
'Cause
on par
I
with
think
Vulcan
on
or
par
Perpetual's
with Magnus
cooler.
is what I'm thinking. Maybe below Magnus.
maybe
But what
be-
would you think?
Maybe between Vulcan and Magnus.
High B.
High B.
High
Let's
B,
go
high
high
B,
B. Let's
high
go
B,
high B.
high B.
We're actually being much more diplomatic. See, most of our Warhammer 40k discussions result in
Arguments.
screaming. I normally
Just
end up
wait.
getting
Just
naked.
wait for a couple of them.
And then before you know it, Jack's got a fucking crowbar in his hand.
Oh,
For the audio listeners, Alex has no pants on right now.
Not that kind of crowbar.
Right.
Sorry,
Who's
boys.
Perturabo?
Yeah, baby!
I thought it could be me again. I was gonna
Right.
cry.
So I'm not gonna lie, this is actually one of the fucking 10 Primarchs I've been given, which I haven't actually researched that much. I'm not good. I don't have great knowledge of Purty, but I am actually a bit of a fanboy, which may surprise a lot of people. But my fanboy-esque nature mini because I hate Rogel Dawn. However, Perturabo
Valid.
is very cool. He's the Iron Father. Iron within, iron without.
Is he?
This man
I
embodies...
thought First Manus was.
I thought it was Ferrus Manus.
No, Iron Warriors. Iron within, iron without.
I thought
Ferrus
that was-
Manus has iron hands. That's hence Ferrus Manus, iron hands.
I'm gonna fact check you.
Fact check me. Perturabo.
Jack has been obsessed with that quote, right? That iron within, iron without, and he thinks
That's
it's
Iron
Ferrus
Warriors.
Manus.
You've been quoting heretical articles this whole time.
I'm
In
a
the
little
name of
embarrassed
God.
I got this one.
Guys, this is probably the first thing I'm going to say this podcast you're going to agree with, but Jack is a filthy heretic.
This is the first time I think Jack's ever admitted he's wrong.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Iron Fathers. The Iron Fathers lead the Iron Hands chapter.
No, Iron Warriors are iron within, iron without.
Oh, we're having our first argument.
Right.
Someone's
Let's get
done
this on.
even less research than
Iron
me.
within, iron without. Iron Warriors. Bam. Iron within,
But
iron
the
without.
Iron Fathers.
Yeah, there's not
are
fucking...
Iron Hands.
That's not the quote. Iron within, iron
You were
without.
saying
You've
Iron
just
Hands.
got this random subchapter of the Iron
No,
Hands, and
no.
you're refusing... Right, he's backtracked. Denied deflected cues. Fucking get the fuck out of here.
I think I'll have you know it's deflect, deny, accuse.
Sorry,
not
sorry,
deny,
boys.
deflect.
Sorry.
We've got to get the correct order.
Right, well, back to Perturabo, whose Legion does have the quote "Iron within, iron without." I think if you
Jack's
know
gonna
I'm
bring
right,
this up later.
please comment in the comments and call Jack a stinky fucking idiot. Like,
Oh shit, I'm doing the iron one, aren't I?
yes,
You
you
should
are.
double
So you
check
should
it,
do some
sir.
research. So Perturabo, back to the point.
Yes.
Amazing guy.
Ooh.
He was he has a pretty rough time because he can constantly see the Eye of Terror when he closes his eyes, which isn't going to be a great sight. I'd imagine that's like us closing our eyes and we're just looking at fucking hell.
Yeah,
Like all you can see is Satan in the frozen lake, chomping on filthy sinners and unbaptized babies, because that's fair. Sorry,
We
don't mean to
bad.
get political. But no, but so it's like that. That's probably the best way to liken it. So naturally he's a bit grumpy, he's a bit short-tempered. He never trusted the Iron Warriors, so he built these 8 massive, I think it was 8 massive like robotical bodyguards. It might have actually only been 3. Correct me on that, but I really
think
don't
it's
know.
3 or
I
something.
think it's 3. It's maybe not 8. But
He
they
made some.
were massive. They were dreadnought-sized automatons, basically. I don't know how he got away with it. It's a little bit heretical having AI in the Imperium, like a little bit of a no-no. But I think he did. I don't know much about it.
I
as
don't
you
think
can
they
tell.
were actual AI. I think
I
they were.
don't.
They don't think they were artificial intelligence, but I think they were like loyal.
Just defense robots.
Yeah.
defense robots. So it's like that kind of thing. And they were useless. They got crushed very, very quickly. They were, unsurprisingly. But basically, he's pretty cool because he also led the whole Siege of Terror, basically. Like, the other traitors were deranged at that point in time. Fulgrim went off on a fucking mad one.
Hell yeah, he
Angron
did.
was literally insane. He
Yeah.
had to get Demon Primarch in order to not die to the butcher's nails. Lorgard just only liked chaos. He just liked researching chaos at that point. He was completely gone. Horus was mad. He was in his flagship, just being a shit crazy style. Like, he was doing nothing. By being a shit, I mean sanguineous. Skill issue.
Right.
But Perturabo basically led the forces, and he destroyed Rogel Dawn's defenses, his puny defenses, puny fortifications, just because of pure hard iron. And he broke through the gates, which he actually
They
did. He never broke through the 20 gates because Sanguinius the Blood Angels valiantly held him off due to Rogel Dawn's incompetence. I may add.
They had a little beef, the Iron Warriors and the Imperial Fists, didn't they?
They did. They never liked each other.
They both tried to be the best at their thing.
But only really the Iron Warriors ever did.
But yeah, the Iron Warriors ripped them apart.
And I'm a Black Templar fan. That shows you how little I like the Imperial Fists. I love the Black Templars. I should be royal to Rogel Dawn, and I'd rather have Perturabo as my gene father. I think he's a solid guy.
Ooh.
He did do decimation. He did decimate his legion, which actually I think promotes him up. He was a strict disciplinarian.
He was grumpy.
Yeah, he was a bit grumpy. He didn't like his. It kind of reminds me a bit of Angron, to be honest with you.
He's just a bit grumpy, a bit spoiled.
He's basically
He was good at what he did, but he was
yeah.
he was a bit of a cunt.
he's Butcher's Nails Angron. If Angron never got the Butcher's Nails, it was just a piece of shit to start with. I'm going to say S tier.
I like how you just called him a piece of shit and then put him in S tier. That's quite funny.
Hey.
It's S for shit.
Yeah. I think realistically though, I'm going to have to give him A tier because he did basically organise Siege of Terror by himself with a load of deranged traitor forces that were completely batshit crazy at the time, and he managed to still coordinate the most effective strike force. And there was also he sieged Imperial Fortress. Oh my god, I forgot the name of this, but there's basically big Imperial Fist Fortress, unsiegeable, unbreachable. He breached it.
Yeah.
Are we
Killed
talking
him.
better than Magnus?
Easily.
You know what?
Perturabo.
I would actually agree. I quite like Perturabo. Honestly,
Highest A tier at the moment, I think.
top of A tier, bottom of S tier. He's leading
Yeah.
there. Without him, the Horus Heresy would never have happened.
No, the traitors would have lost straight
No,
away.
they're useless.
Yeah.
He did almost all the carrying. The next best was Nortarian, and he didn't do a fucking lot. I'm pretty
No,
sure.
I would say Alfarius and Omegan.
Oh yeah, but
They
well,
did tons.
do we even know?
Well, we're getting into that. I'll be honest with you, listeners. That is my section. I don't even fucking know what's going on in the Alpha Legion.
So we're saying,
Alright.
Mad.
we're saying, top of A then.
Yeah, top
Does
of A.
everyone agree on that?
Top
Yeah,
of A.
yeah.
He's pretty good.
Gentlemen, the next Primarch is Gilliman.
Let's go! I love Girlyman. I actually love Girlyman.
I've written it with a Y in my thing here, which is definitely not correct. I
Right.
don't know how to spell any of these.
Rabuti Gilliman. He was found on the planet Macragge.
Yes.
In the Ultramar system. So, he was dropped down there, and he was adopted by a what was it? It's like a politician's family. He's very affluent. He's very good at getting what he wants. He's good at running countries, logistics, stats. This is important, okay? He went on to found the Ultramarines chapter, serve in the Horus Heresy as one of the key loyalist Primarchs, unwavering loyalty. Along with him, maybe the Lion and Sanguinius. think only really those 3 actually stayed loyal. No doubts in their head. Perfectly loyal to the Emperor.
Imperial Secundus.
Yeah. During the heresy, this is important, the Lairblade, he was wounded with Fulgrim, the dirty skank Primarch that. Horrible man. And instead of being a wet, soppy flannel like Fulgrim, he didn't fall to chaos.
You mean Horus?
All of them.
Was he not stabbed with the same blade as
resisted.
Horus was?
He was stabbed by Fulgrim. I don't know anything more.
I think it was the same blade that Horus...
Yeah,
the
Lairblade.
blade, yeah.
And he didn't fall to chaos like the rest of them. I think, was he the only one who was stabbed by it who didn't fall?
It was only him and Horus who were stabbed by it,
Did,
I think.
did
and he
Horus
didn't
get
fall.
stabbed by that blade?
That's what corrupted
Yeah.
him, basically. It sent him into like
It's like a
coma.
demon blade, yeah.
There's this
I know.
great
Listen,
scene
listen,
in the...
listen. I've researched Fulgrim, so I know, but I didn't know about this part.
I think Horus Rising has a scene where the Lunar Wolves are carrying Horus's
No,
body
'cause-
through the ship,
Yeah.
trampling humans.
It's pretty interesting. He basically thugged it out, okay?
Yeah.
And he was crucial to the Horus Heresy, the loyalist side of the Horus Heresy, and their actual survival.
Yeah.
And winning the actual heresy. Although he did get mortally wounded, didn't he? He got put in a stasis. And
That Eldar Gussie.
after the Horus Heresy ended, something interesting happened. I don't know if you know, what's her name? Yvraine. Eldari. Hot. Okay, that's important to know.
You know what else?
Basically, secret little pact with the Imperium. Very secret. No one really knows about
Bit
this.
heretical.
Bit heretical. Would get you killed by the Inquisition.
Or the Black Templars.
Or most of them, to be honest. But they actually revived him. They healed him out of this. And it's actually the first kind of diplomacy, I'd say, between the Imperium and the Eldari in a...
Use that Josh to wake him up.
They used the
Gave
Josh
him a
to wake
bottle
him
of
up.
Josh.
But it's the
That
first...
man was
It's quite
wide
important
awake.
because it's the first diplomacy between the Imperium and someone outside
Yeah.
without just executing them straight afterwards. They're not friends,
By the decree
but they're
of the
not
God
enemies.
Emperor.
They kind of leave each other alone. Little mutual exclusion. After this, I don't know if it was straight after this or it was in the Horus Heresy, he made the Codex Astartes.
Yes.
Arguably, one of the most important developments in Warhammer. Limiting all chapters to, what was it, 1,000 Space Marines?
Limiting all mid-chapters to 1,000 Space Marines.
Right. Black Templars don't count. And he
Eternal
basically
Crusade.
writes how all the chapters need to stay to avoid another huge heresy and destruction of the Imperium. From this, the Indomitus Crusade, he led it. He's actively in control of more than half of the Imperium. It's sector, I don't know which sector it is.
Oh, it's not the
Segmentum.
corrupted side. Yeah.
It's not Nihilus.
No, it's not Nihilus. I think it's Segmentum.
Yeah.
No, it's not Segmentum. That's just a segment.
Yeah.
It's... Oh! I don't know. I can't be asked to type it out.
Yeah, but basically,
You guys tell us in the comments.
he's
Fuck
the
it,
Lord
do that.
Commander of the Imperium right now. He's basically replaced the Emperor, and he's running it. He's a stressed old guy, but he's the perfect Primarch to have came back to do it.
It hasn't gone great either.
A little bit, I think. He's got experience in logistics, running countries, all of that. He's the perfect man for the job. And for that reason, looking at our list, I kind of want to say S. Because
I'd agree. I'd agree with S
Mid
tier.
S, low S. He's the
Low-
most crucial development we've had.
Low S tier.
Should we
Yeah.
just put it? You want low S tier?
Yeah, because he also survived the void when the Book of Betrayal, when he was fighting Wordbearers, got sucked down to the void, got back onto their homebred
Yeah.
ship. But Wordbearers like, wait, this guy's not dead. Killed all of them.
Yeah.
I want to clarify because I'm not actually putting in much opinion for where they're going in the tier list. I'm just kind of asking. This is like my formal education of all the Primarchs.
Yeah, so where would you
And
say?
boy,
it
is
goes?
it a
Ignore
bad
our
one.
ratings. What do you think?
Just based off how cool his model is, like S tier.
Yeah, beautiful model.
Yeah.
I think honestly he deserves S tier because he's the reason
He's
the Imperium
really cool.
hasn't fallen apart.
We need
completely.
to get over this stigma that Matt Ward's created around the Ultramarines, and we need to actually
They
appreciate
are.
them. For the
We need to
legion they
appreciate
are.
them. They're a good legion. I
Yeah.
like them.
They're class. I think if I was going to go and play Heresy, I think if I was going to play a Loyalist, because I'm a bit of a traitor, the Ultramarines would be the legion I play. I think they're just beautiful.
They are quite
And
nice.
Neve's laughing right now, so I'm scared about which Primarchs just came
It's
up.
gonna be me next, isn't it?
He wants to talk about Rogel Dawn.
Oh, baby! So, I tried to read the lore for Rogel Dawn, and oh my god, I wanted to smash my head into a wall with a cinder block.
Let's make it quick then. Let's make it quick.
We'll
and then
make
get
it
him in
quick.
Here.
So basically, he's just hot-headed, tempered, not good at his job, and egotistical. That's the words I use to describe Rogal Dawn.
Worst Space Marine colour.
Yellow is disgusting. Their first company looks like a box of Mackey's chips. It's common knowledge. Everyone says it.
About him.
About Rogal Dawn. Right, let's get back to the point. So, first of all, he started off life with grey hair. That's worse than being bald. People say the trait is bad for being bald.
Fulgrim started with grey hair too, man. You can't pull this shit.
That was platinum.
Oh, so it's platinum blonde.
We don't like Rogal Dawn.
He's so girly pop.
Yeah, he's just got grey hair. It's pretty piss stained as well. Who knows? He slagged off and almost killed Sigismund for saying, "Hey, I personally believe in something different to you. I think the Emperor's a god." Almost killed the greatest space marine to ever live. Magnus Calgar's not. He's got plot armor. Sigismund didn't. He's a Chad. He just actually earned the respect. First Emperor's champion, amazing. I'm going to get off that point because I will suck Sigismund off for hours.
Come on.
But basically, yeah, I mean, the best thing he did was kill off Varys, and that was great. So Megan got to take control of the Alpha Legion. I'll get into that later.
Do we even know it's Alfarius?
That's where this gets in allegedly, but we're going to get into that later.
Fan law.
Basically, I don't know. Purty, in my opinion, is just a better version of Rogal Dawn because the Iron Warriors' defenses generally don't fail. Their warriors don't break. The Imperial Fist, one of the early Spaceman chapters, to get completely wiped out after an Iron Warrior siege. He's just a D tier Primarch, and that's me being generous.
You think D? Be honest. Why do you think?
I don't know enough of his proper achievements to really want to be able to validly call him F tier.
People say he was responsible for the Siege of Terra going, better than it could have.
Sanguinius did more.
But arguably, Sanguinius soloed.
Yeah.
Bloodthirsters, Greater Demons, armies, while wounded, and Gron as well.
You know what?
Beat them all. Held off the Eternity Gate, allowing the Emperor.
Save this for the Sanguinius section.
Right.
I'm just saying.
His
Save space for shit takes F tier.
I'm going to say E tier. Rogal Dawn's
Okay.
greatest
E tier.
achievement is the Siege of Terra, in which
His
his bit failed.
Following Sanguinius. His following Sigismund. That's his greatest achievement.
He's a terrible Primarch, okay? I hate Rogal Dawn.
I really don't like
I hate
him either.
people who are like, oh, Rogal Dawn lives as well. I hope he dies.
No, I'm sorry. The first law was they found his body. If they retcon that, it's no, they found his fist and that was it. It's like, bullshit. He was dead.
Alex, time for you to talk some more. We want to talk about the lion next.
Ooh! No, I like the lion. So, the research I've basically done for this is I've read Descent of Angels, and I've watched a bit of Lion Lore. Now, the Descent of Angels is a great book, all about Lion's early life in Caliban. So basically, Caliban's this big world. It's actually a bit chaos corrupted. We don't really know that in the book. I think we do know that in the lore now, but it had big beasts on it. And the lion got his name because he slayed.
Caliban.
Is that where Caliban Green comes from?
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes! Oh my god! Right. But basically, he came from Caliban. He slayed one of these big lion beasts, which these monsters, 3-headed lions. I think the only other person to slay one was Sahariel, who was this overpowered librarian, who actually was one of the first Fallen, I believe.
4 Space Marines as
Fallen.
well, I think, wasn't he?
No, because he was recruited from Caliban. He was a Caliban knight. And so basically, and then he was a knight of Caliban, which are basically Space Marines. They have their own bolt pistols, their own kind of power armor. I think they ride horses, actually. I don't think they have any technology, because these are all relics from the Dark Age technology. The lion rose to the top. He overtook this knight called Luther, which becomes a bit significant later on. Luther betrayed the lion ultimately. Well, allegedly, he actually feels very sorry for it. I mean, I'd also feel sorry if I had an interrogator chaplain twisting my nuts every day saying, say sorry. I would say sorry. But basically, so the lion was he rose to power, overtook Luther. Luther was basically the person who adopted him. Fought off all these beasts, killed loads of Night Orders that didn't want to kill all the beasts because they thought it was character building. Lion wanted a safe world. Emperor came. There was an assassination attempt on the Emperor's life when he came by some of the Knights of Caliban who didn't trust him. One of which was, I believe, either it's like Ezekiel, I don't know what Sahariel's brother is. I think it's one of the 2 brothers in the book. Was part of the attempt, but he wasn't actually. He was trying to stop it. He got caught up in it though. Big mistake. Emperor obviously survived. So did the lion, obviously. The other brother got found innocent, obviously. And basically the lion then joined the crusade, took part of the first. He was the only Primarch to be trusted with weapons of mass destruction. So to start with,
that's important, isn't it? For the whole Horus Heresy, he was the only loyalist one to get trusted with it.
He had, I think the others could, but the lion had, I think, the biggest arsenal of exterminatus weaponry. Yeah, but it's lots of heavy weaponry. And he was very, he was very stubborn and brash in the heresy. And I think he admits that because in 40k today when he comes back, he forgave the Fallen.
He's cool. He's chilled out a bit, hasn't he? Because didn't he
Yeah.
execute some of his best Space Marines for just
Oh,
disagreeing?
he did.
with
I think one person just said, I don't think that's the right strategy. I think it was a chaplain of his order, so it wasn't even a low rank, and he just killed him.
Yeah.
He was like, cool, you disagree?
That might bring his rank down a little bit for me, you know. But I appreciate he chilled out after his nap.
I generally believe the Lion is either an A tier or a B tier. I think he's one of the two. I don't want to put him in B because I personally really like him. I think he deserves A. I think he deserves that. I don't think he deserves S tier. I don't think he's done enough. And I think he was and still is quite bitter he didn't get the War Master rank.
Yeah.
Because he was very bitter about that. And I think that kind of
There's
bitterness,
some interesting
bitterness isn't
things I'll bring
attractive.
up later in a bit about that.
Do you think he's as cool as Magnus? Better?
I think he's better than Magnus. I think he's better than Magnus.
Where do you think he should be?
I think it all sounds very cool, but from what you said then about how he was a bit of a knob. And then he took his
him.
centuries-long nap or however long it was.
I like him. But it's also important to know he's not Lord Empyrean of the Regent Nihilus. Dante still is. Dante outranks him.
He does.
And that is embarrassing.
And he's not even a Primarch.
He is a C-tier Primarch. He was good. And then he was a bit of a not a fun guy for a bit in the heresy, for most of the heresy. He was very good. He was a very formidable foe. You know, in 1-to-1 duels, he was very good at what he did.
He was a very good duelist.
He was,
he had a very good sword.
Him and Horus was seen as some of the best.
No,
I think he was seen very high up. He was one of the
Lion
best.
was one of the best. I don't think Horus was really known as one of the best duelists. They were better duelists.
Horus was known as a formidable warrior.
The Khan was one of the best duelists.
The Khan would have got beat by Lion.
No, the Khan would have won.
In Heresy, he would have.
No, the Khan would have won. I think the Khan
We'll get to that in a bit.
So
I would say no.
I would say the Lion is not a C.
You know what? How about we change things around? Vulcan one down, and we'll put him mid B, where Vulcan was.
Under Corvus.
I think we need to get C tier is your
I'd
okay.
rather
C-tier,
put Corvus
C-tier
in C tier.
is okay.
I'd rather swap Corvus with the Lion.
Think
Shadow Demon's cool, but what's he done in
Magnus
4K?
needs to go down as well.
He's just been chasing Lorgar.
I think we need to make some edits. When we're halfway through, we'll make some edits to the list.
Let's put the Lion in A
readjust
tier
it.
for now.
No. Where do you think, Neve?
B.
Neve, where do you think?
Should we put him at the top of B tier?
Yeah,
Let's
top of B tier. I agree with that.
Let's like sort of
mid B. Come on, bring it down. You've said A. I've said C. Let's go mid B.
Yeah, mid B.
I'll put him between Corvus and Vulcan.
mid B.
Yeah, Corvus and Vulcan.
Mid B.
Mid B.
Better than Vulcan or worse than Vulcan?
Better than Vulcan.
Better than Vulcan.
I'll
I'll admit
better.
better. I think better than Vulcan, but I think Vulcan should maybe be C.
So I spun the wheel while we were waiting, but Jack gave me a really disapproving look, so I'm gonna redo it. Everybody excited for the spin? It is. It's not stopped yet. It is Yagatai Khan.
Here we go. Now we can talk about it a bit.
It's me again, okay. So, Yagatai Khan is easy, and now I have to admit, I never knew actually much about the White Scars till today, because I agree with the points that some YouTubers made, that who wants to paint white armor? It's disgusting. No one learns about them because they've got really cool lore and really bad armor. So Yagatai Khan is yes.
Games Workshop literally stopped me from buying White Scars white. When I went into the Warhammer store and I was like, I need a white paint, picked up White Scars, I went, don't use that.
No, it's awful. It's awful.
They told me to pick up the Korax white instead. I was like, okay.
Yeah, like White Scars white is notorious for being unusable, brand new.
Yeah.
But
And the fact that it's worse than Korax, which is known as cottage cheese. Sorry, I'm stop talking about paint. I'll stop talking about paint. Carry on.
It's odd you're talking so much about pink.
Listen, I just love
It
paint,
is, isn't
man.
it?
I love paint.
Actually, speaking of that, I'm missing a pot of my crack blue at the moment.
My Korax White has gone missing.
We'll find it. We'll look after this. We'll look after this actually. Right. So, Yagatai Khan, very cool. He landed on. I need to Google his planet's name. Actually, I don't know his planet's name.
It is Chogros.
He landed on that, and he didn't land on the good part of the planet. There was this big civilized part of the planet that was like big, well developed, pretty normal. He landed on the Mongolian tribes end of the planet. I'm calling it Mongolian tribe because they are basically Mongolian tribes. Like the easy way to summarize to get you guys a clear picture in the head: lots of cavalry, lots of horses, fast intimidation tactics. And basically what happened was he was originally peaceful. He didn't care about taking over the world. He didn't want to.
Yeah.
Then his father, his adoptive father, the tribe's chieftain, got killed by another tribe. He got angry, slayed the whole tribe, realised what he did, contemplated, like...
Is that
let's
his flaw? Did he have a bit of anger problems?
No, he
'Cause
didn't.
I thought he was very
He
cool-headed.
was. So this is what made him very cool-headed. He slayed them all, and were like, you know what? This tribal warfare is ridiculous. I need to unite the tribes. And he went, united all the Mongolian tribes, destroyed that posh, fucking, well-developed city at the bottom of the planet. There was this awful pollution. And then he basically then waited for the Emperor's arrival. He kind of... it's like that. I don't really know much about the law. I haven't actually read each Kaikon books, but I do want to now. So if you guys are listening and you have any good, please recommend them. But he basically did that. The Emperor came, and he didn't grovel. He was actually very straight-minded. He was very diplomatic with the Emperor. So the Emperor came. He knew if he said no, the Emperor would just kill him all.
Yeah.
He'd kill the whole planet and the Khan, because the Emperor thought the Khan was going to be traitor. Because the Emperor and Markador played the chess game with the Primarchs, and they figured out which was going to be a traitor, and they thought the Khan was. But Siagorak, the Eldar god of tricks, switched the Khan of Fulgrim
Really?
birth planet.
Oh
so
my.
the Fulgrim got the Khan's planet and became evil. That's why he was the Emperor's children, why the Emperor loved him, because he didn't think Fulgrim was going to leave evil. And the Emperor hated the Khan because he thought he would, when in reality, the Khan didn't. So basically, the Khan was
the
so
story goes
reasonable.
deeper. Oh my god.
So this is actually sick. I'm pushing the Khan to S tier.
He was gonna be D tier for me.
Master duelist. He basically, his ability was he has a Primarch ability of no stamina drain, no fatigue. Unless someone's sapping his energy, like Mortarion could sap energy, for example. So Mortarion is his counter, which is basically what
they didn't get along as well, Mortarion.
No, they had duel when Mortarion was a Primarch, and this is where the Khan's wit comes in. He was a very witty man. He was dueling Mortarion, and I think he said something like Sanguinius has better wings than you.
No, isn't... I remember Jack talking about a quote he said to Fulgrim as well.
Ah, yes. So the Khan was known for modifying his ships, and he was talking with Fulgrim. The Fulgrim fucking hated the Khan. The Khan hated Fulgrim. Sorry, I had to have a drink of water there. I'm getting a bit of a cotton mouth. But no, basically the Khan hated Fulgrim. Fulgrim hated the Khan. The Khan was like... The Fulgrim was like, nah, you do weird stuff to your ships. And the Khan just shot him a glance. He mewed, yeah. He hit the most stankiest mew, faded off the Josh beyond relief, and he said to Fulgrim, "You do strange things to your warriors." Fucking everyone lost their shit. Fulgrim fucking looked like his butt plug fell out. It didn't. Trust me, that man. That's impossible.
No, I think it'd be pretty possible. I imagine that man was not very...
I reckon he can tense hard. He's got Primarch Physiology heals quick.
For the audio listeners, me and Alex just made eye contact and clenched our fists. So
Me looking at Fulgrim's butt plug.
Where we putting
Give me that. I'm joking.
Where are we putting
I'm joking.
Where are we ranking Yagatai Khan?
I would put him S tier. A tier.
On par with
Because also
Kusuraba.
during the heresy, he didn't know what was going on. So what he decided to do, sit back, and he went around asking Primarchs, and he figured out, oh, the Emperor might not be a good guy, but they're literally fighting for hell. I'm going to fight for the Emperor and save him.
He didn't agree with the Emperor.
No, he hated it.
But he was like,
which he is.
for the better of humanity, the Emperor is the one I need to side with.
Yeah,
So-
like the Khan
He
deserves
didn't
it.
do a lot in the heresy.
No, he did though, because he got
He
transported.
was late, wasn't he? They tried to delay him,
Well,
and he was
yes,
out
they
doing his
did.
own thing.
He got transported to the Siege of Terror by someone else who I've honestly forgotten.
No idea.
I think it was some weird web way or weird
yeah,
god
I think
magic.
he got like rushed through the warp or something
It
crazy.
was. I think it was actually Siagorak provided like a path or something for him to get to the Terror cleanly, because a travel that took
I will.
A tier, I think.
One thing I don't like about him as well.
What?
He's just gone chasing space pirates in the web.
No, that's why they think he might be enslaved to Siagorak. Because remember Siagorak's switch capsules?
Oh.
The Khan was that scene in the webway chasing Dark Eldar, and they think it might be Siagorak using him to clear out the Eldar webway or defending the Black Library or something like that. Like maybe the Khan's actually now allies with Siagorak. He might, because he was never really loyal to the Emperor. He didn't like him. The Imperium now, I don't think the Khan has any reason to return to.
Yeah.
So I think that's why he's doing it. I think he's going to be. I think he might even be part of the what are they called? There's this weird Xenos council. I've completely mind blanked the name.
So, do we think he's cooler than Perturaba?
Yes, I really want to put him quite high.
Do you want to put him on
You
par
know
with
what?
Gilliman?
Can we put?
Yeah.
We'll do the 9th Primarch. So after this one, we'll do one more. Then we'll adjust the list.
Let's put the
and then
Khan
carry
with
on.
Purty. I think.
mid
Khan
A,
and Purty
solid
are-
middle of A.
Yeah, I agree.
What, lower than Perturaba?
The Khan. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think the Purdy's going to go down. I think the
I
Khan
don't.
defines A tier as good Primarch, interesting,
Yeah, good law that you
Good
don't
law.
underestimate at
And-
first.
unknown. Where is he? It could be many things,
Yes.
not just missing in action, like a lot of people think. he's in the webway doing some interesting things.
For our audio listeners right now, Neva's just raised her hand.
She's stimming.
I know. I want to suggest that we don't rearrange it midway through. I want to suggest that at the end, we do a comprehensive sort of rearrange.
But I think.
But is he? I think he's above Magnus. He's above.
Definitely above.
He's above Magnus. On par with below Purdy. I think I respect Purdy's stuff. I think Khan is cooler and I like him more.
I think Purdy,
but I have to respect Purdy.
The ability to keep the traitor legions together as a non-corrupted Primarch and the ability to stay non-corrupted to the end of Hesse is amazing.
We have reached our first proper demon Primarch, Angron.
This is me again, Jesus Christ.
This is you again.
Right, so Angron, I like Angron. I feel so bad for Angron because, well...
Dieter.
Oh my god.
Anyone who hates Angron, I say read Slave of New Syria or whatever the fuck it's pronounced. I don't give a shit. And tell me you hate Angron. So basically, Angron has the best Primarch ability. He could take other people's pain so they didn't feel it and he would feel it all for them, basically. So that was one thing he did in the Gladiator Pit. So, of course, Angron landed on New Syria. He was instantly captured. Now, everyone thinks, oh, how did the Primarch get captured? This was basically Angron when he was the size of, like, about a 10-year-old child. And these guys were very technologically advanced. They had these drones. They'd fly about. They'd shock him, so he literally couldn't move. They'd tie him up, keep shocking him every time he tried to break free. Basically dragged him back through in a slave pit. His first experience, didn't even know the language yet, in a slave pit, in a game, right? They were in this arena, this big pyramid in the centre, no one knew what was going on. They were all just in the gladiator arena. They were going to play a game, but they didn't know what it was. Kind of like a jigsaw sword trap-esque thing. Before you knew it, this water was like getting in the chamber. And they were thinking, oh, it's water. It's actually like really corrosive. It was fatal. It killed you. And there's only one survivor. And there was a person. So Angron at the time, 10, 15-year-old boy size, in a room full of grown men.
How old was he at this point? Was he?
He was probably about
because the Primarchs grew.
Like, he was probably only 2 years old. But he basically was then climbing up this pyramid, and he ended up winning, and he became a gladiator. Because he killed all these other guys, threw them into the fire, or they just fell. He didn't actually kill all of them. But he hated it, because he didn't want to kill people. He was actually a good guy. He got put in the gladiator arenas, he had loads of these sick battles, and he had his father, whose name I have shamefully forgotten, Angron's adoptive father. I say out loud as I type it into Google. What happened? This doesn't come up straight away. Fuck it.
Just continue.
Yeah, let's just keep going. So basically, his adoptive father in the gladiator arenas, he had to fight him now in the arena. And he said no. So these fucking dickheads took him, smashed the butcher's nails in his brain, and they weren't designed for Primarch brains. So they had to mutilate his brain to actually fit them in. So he lost chunks of it. Basically just got lobotomized in the worst way possible. So he, like, everyone's like, oh, Angron killed his Primarch aura, so that's why his sons hated him. So it's not like he was uncharismatic. He literally had no choice. His sons, who were programmed to love this aura, didn't have that aura, so not going to love him. So it's this mad little angry guy in power armor who's butchered like loads of their captains. And I would say, I think Demon Angry Angron is C tier. Because I am so sad of what happened to Loyalist Angron.
First from you.
Yeah.
A new 40k Angron, D tier, honestly.
He's just rage.
I see, you're angry, but you're not even good at what you do.
No. Like, I get it, he's cool. Everyone likes demons. But
cool model,
as a person,
not as good as the other demon models as well.
As a person, as a Primarch, he can't do anything because he's just blinded by this rage of corn. So he's a C tier. If he was...
He's a tool, that's what he is. He's more of a tool than any other demon Primarch.
If the Emperor could be fucking asked to fix him,
Emperor's chilling right now.
S tier.
Emperor's permanently mute.
No, he just didn't. He could have fixed him in the horse house. He just said,
really?
No. And it wasn't even the house, it was in the Great Crusade.
Wow.
He said no.
So is this the first one we're putting in C tier?
Yes, I think it is.
I would say...
Butcher's Nails Angron. Specify Butcher's Nails Angron.
I want to say D tier. I want to say D. Top of D.
I would do D if there was no such thing as non-Butcher's Nails Angron. And that's what's moving him up.
Low C then?
Low C. Put him in low C. Because I think Angron deserves C.
Okay.
And I know that I play World Eaters as well, guys, so don't fucking hate me.
He's cool, but it's he's a bit one-dimensional now, I think. He used to be cool. I really liked what you said about I didn't know that he felt other people's pain.
Yeah, so that's the thing with Angron.
Like
there's a lot of misconceptions about him. Like, everyone just views him as this roided up, like...
angry man, yeah.
Where's my elf bar? Kind of, like, rage.
He got bitch slapped by Sanguinius. Wounded, tired Sanguinius. He got bitch slapped.
That was Cop Under. I don't remember Sanguinius during our... I haven't read the
Sanguinius, yeah, he beat Angron. It was quite embarrassing for a roided up demon Primarch.
Right, so we are halfway through our list.
Good. In that case, I need to go to the bathroom.
You know what? I'll go help Alex in the bathroom.
We are going to just beat each other off because we're like Wolf of Wall Street
No,
people.
no.
No, we're not going to do that.
We're actually in a
Right.
very loving homosexual relationship.
No, we're not.
No, you're not.
So we will have a 5-minute toilet break.
And we'll leave you guys alone with me, so feel free to tune out.
Oh yeah, I would advise zoning out at this point, to be honest. So I've been painting some Nighthorn, and I love Nighthorn. Painting it has been so fun so far. It's the army that I have like enjoyed painting the most. I've gotten through the most, and I've realised something while painting, because something about me, when I sometimes, if I've only got a little bit of paint on a brush from doing detail, I will just lick the paint off the brush, instead of, if I really need to quickly change colours. This isn't a thing that I always do, but I've noticed that Lead Belcher really just tastes how the spray cans smell, because I've been spraying them all with, Chaos Black, because it just gives them a really good base. It makes the capes nice and black and smooth, but yeah, so it's been really windy too, so the spray paint's just been flying back at me. It smells so strong, but Lead Belcher tastes how the spray paint smells. Now, I don't know about the Lead Belcher spray paint. I've never used that. I'm not like a Grey Knights player or like the Knights player where like they need that sort of shiny spray paint and that big like surface coverage with spray paint. So did you just, for the audio listeners, Alex just walked in with 3 donuts.
I brought donuts,
I don't know where the
guys.
4th is, but I was just talking about my painting my Nighthorn.
Oh, that's cool. They're actually looking sick. I'm assuming.
Oh yeah.
You guys, if you followed the Instagram, will have already seen some of these pictures.
If I've posted it by then. Yeah.
Oh, I suppose it's not put right in that case.
I don't know when everything's coming out, so
We'll try and get some of our models up because I think it'll look really cool.
Right now, we haven't posted anything on any social media, like as of this time we're in right now.
This
but
is the
we have
first
two.
episode.
We have 2 followers.
We did?
Somehow. I don't know why. It's like a brand new account made 3 days ago.
Oh, guys, please follow us on Patreon. It's only £10 a month.
No, we don't have a Patreon. Oh my goodness, we do not have a Patreon. By the time this is out, hopefully we will have a TikTok, an Instagram, and a YouTube.
And an X video.
Maybe an OnlyFans. Welcome back. Oh, Jack has also just walked in with snacks.
I'm hungry. I'm a hungry
We've got
boy.
the fucking snack corner. Right, let's
shall
go.
I-
Let's
shall
get
I
this
spin
party
for another Primarch?
started.
I'm hoping it's mine, and
I
we'll
want
just start with
Conrad's.
me again. Because I've only got 2, so...
I did a lot of mine at the start.
Yeah, I think I'm wanting to do
Oh, look at
Conrad's.
you, Jack, it is you.
Who is it?
It's Morty.
Oh, Mortarion! Right, I love Mortarion. Okay.
You love
So-
your stinky boy.
Primarch of the Death Guard. Born on a toxic plague world. Disgusting. It's irradiated. It's horrible. It's just toxic. He's bad. So, he's chilling. He's walking around. He's a little resilient guy, I'd say, in the Great Crusade. Hated Psychers with a burning passion. Him and Magnus, not fans of each other. I'll say that.
At all.
Not fans
At
of each
all.
other. Him and Jagatai Khan, not fans of each other. I'll say that as well. And he fell to chaos. Unfortunately, he fell to chaos. But I don't think he did anything wrong. Okay, and here's why. Mortarion is innocent.
Why is every single one of ours just like, why my favourite demon Primarch did nothing wrong?
Yeah, okay.
Oh.
You ever
I
heard
have
of
an idea.
typhus? You ever heard of typhus?
Yeah, it's a pretty bad disease.
Okay, so typhus. I think he was the first captain of
First captain of the
the
Death
Death Guard. Typhus was a little shit. Okay, he corrupted Mortarion. He knew what he was doing.
Worse than Erebus.
Honestly, arguably worse than Erebus. Okay, and Mortarion was plagued by these diseases. I think was it because of typhus?
I think typhus. I think the Gallowfields went down.
Yeah.
The ship got corrupted with Nurgle's rot. Mortarion gave in, and I think it was all due to typhus misdirecting the ship.
Basically, and he got rizzed up as well by Horus.
Gaslit.
Gaslit by Horus. Told, the Emperor's bad, okay? The Emperor's terrible. Join me. We're better for the future. He already didn't like the Emperor as well. He was like the stinky disabled child, okay?
He hated tyrants.
He did. He hated his own planet had tyrants. He had to fucking get rid of them. He was not a fan of the Emperor. He kind of signed on reluctantly. He was a miserable little guy, okay? He was not happy. Joined the Horus Heresy. He was like, oh, not for me. His entire legion started to get afflicted by horrible diseases and ailments. And you know what? Because he's a good Primarch, a good father, he sacrificed himself and his sons to Nurgle, so they wouldn't have to feel any of it, any of the pain, any of the suffering, because he saw his sons in so much pain and torment, he couldn't stand for it. Okay, that's the reason I like him. The reason he's my Pookie Bear. Okay. Horus Heresy. He wasn't instrumental, but he was a major part of the Siege of Terror, especially. He was there, nowhere near as good as Purty, but he was one of the reasons. The Death Guard were one of the reasons the Siege of Terror went so well for the traitors.
For the audio listeners, Alex just sniffed his armpit.
I think the Gellerfield's gone down and Alex might have been afflicted by nurgling.
Jake, I've literally just shot my pants.
Received Nurgle's blessing in this room
Donuts just ran right through. I'm struggling right now, audio listeners.
Yeah. So, basically, Horus Heresy, they helped quite a lot. He did leave, though. He did leave. He pulled back. He realised it's not going so well. This is a shit show, okay? Absolutely shit show. Angron, useless. Horus, useless. Fulgrim, did he even show up?
I don't think he did. I think
No, he was at the Siege of Terror because he had to make space cocaine out of all the civilians.
He showed up, but not meaningly. So, he escaped, okay? He went through the warp with the Death Guard, emerged into real space, okay? They're a plague planet of Nurgle. This is where he started to cook. Let him cook,
Hey, yo,
okay?
Mr. White.
I'm joking.
I'm joking.
He basically, Mortarion in the 41st millennium. Honestly, I don't know. Chaos Undivided, strongest kill Legion.
Yeah.
Death Guard are now next. And they are not weak. Death Guard are relatively coordinated. They are war bands, but they're relatively coordinated, blessed by Nurgle, horrendously resilient, brutal to fight against, experts in like attrition warfare, whittling you down, breaking you, okay?
Seriously stinky.
Got beaten by who?
The Tau. They might have got a little bit of a...
That doesn't matter. The Tau can't smell, okay? So it's a little difficult.
Dude, their nose is literally indented.
No.
In case you didn't
He
hear
gave
that.
Gilliman a headache. Okay,
Absolute he fucking
headache.
reeked.
No,
Gilliman's like, Jesus.
No, this was big. Okay, straight. He went for the throat of Gilliman, straight for their home system. Ultima, yeah. And he basically threw the balance in the entire galaxy off a little bit. He began to kind of whittle down Gilliman after Gilliman's just woken up and been like, oh, Black Crusades are happening. What's going on? Okay.
Bro woke up.
He's
saw
also
it stank and word married.
He's given into Nurgle. He's a demon Primarch. Very powerful demon Primarch. Still a bit soppy. Bit of a wet flannel, if you ask me. Okay, I love him, but he is. And I honestly think low A tier. High B tier, low A tier.
I'll go high B.
I think he's actually quite impactful.
Yeah.
He's interesting. He's a stinky boy.
Yeah.
I don't think necessarily he did a whole lot wrong. For his chapter, he made the right decision, I think.
Yeah.
The worst decision that he probably made.
I mean, they would have been dead in a few minutes anyway. He may as well just fucked it out.
But he got gaslit by Horus into joining. He already didn't like the Emperor. The Emperor was just a bit nicer. It could have all been avoided, right?
That is true.
And for those reasons, I'm going to put him high B.
Are we talking same level as Corvus?
Higher than Corvus.
Yeah.
Higher than Corvus?
Yeah, I'd put him as high as... I'd put him higher than Corvus.
But
I'd
lower
say
than
high B.
Magnus.
Yeah, high
Top of B, I think, right now.
Top of B. I'd agree with that. I'm a bit of a Morty fanboy. I think he's cool. I like the Death Guard. I love the Heresy Death Guard.
Yeah. Like you said, he fought with the Khan in the Horus Heresy as well.
He did?
Mm-hmm.
Bollocked the Khan a little bit.
He did, actually, because he sapped all his energy power.
Yep.
Okay, I think we are on to Alex. I think this is yours. Furries.
Oh, Seaman Russ.
Yeah, Lehman
Let's
Russ.
go. Yeah, Lehman, sorry.
I would like you to appreciate the way that I spelt Lehman Russ as well. I don't think that's correct.
For our audio listeners, I'm not even going to read that out. That's just embarrassing. Right, so Lehman Russ. Again, this is another guy who I knew a bit about the Space Wolves. I'm a bit of a 40k. I'm not a 40k Space Wolves fan. I'm an appreciator because I don't like Space Wolf fans. I think, Lehman Russ. Well, he's pretty cool. Comes from planet Fenris, of course. He's probably... Well, I don't really know much about him. I'll be honest with you. He did the Burning of Prospero. That's
cool.
major. So, Emperor sent him out to get Magnus, give him a spanking.
I'd say Lehman Russ was the executioner of the Emperor, wasn't
The Emperor's lapdog, I call
he?
him.
He was the Emperor's lapdog, but he was sent to the Space Wolves, didn't they specialise in basically getting rid of other Space Marines? Were they sent to, if I remember right, get rid of one of the forbidden chapters?
Redacted.
Everyone, make sure the Inquisition does not know you're listening to this, but which one was it? Was it the...
For our audio listeners, there was a red light that's just appeared on the back of Jack's forehead. He's about to get shot by a Vindicator assassin. But no, yes, so allegedly they did. Allegedly they destroyed one of the two hidden Primarchs. But Leman Russ was a bit of a unit. He was a very notable warrior.
Very good at what he does, yeah.
Very notable warrior. He was just built different, really. He did some mad shit. He fought some mad battles. I swear I researched him. I really can't remember much about him.
Don't worry, it's not as bad as my failure at the start with Vulcan.
I mean, I don't know. He challenged the Emperor to an ale drinking contest.
He did.
That's
and
pretty
lost.
cool.
That's pretty sick,
he
man.
did lose.
That is rough.
The Emperor's liver is just built different. But he did lose, which is a problem. It might move him down. Looks like I only really judge people on their ability to drink alcohol because I'm a piece of shit. So he might get moved down a little bit, and I'm British. It's a big thing.
He is a furry.
He's a furry. He wears wolf tails.
Mm-hmm.
His sons wear wolf tails.
Not necessarily on their butts, but just...
One of the least disciplined chapters as well.
Yeah.
Least disciplined Primarchs. He doesn't really know.
Vikings.
You'd think they would have given in to temptation with the Chaos Gods, but they didn't.
No.
He's very staunchly loyal.
They're actually pretty brave as well. Like the Space Wolves are a cool chapter in general. I think it takes after Lehman. Lehman's he's just pretty bog standard. I really would put him as like B or C tier. Like, I think a lot of people are going to get mad at us for me just butchering Lehman Russ's Lord diet.
Make him a high C?
No.
Or
Mid
C.
higher than Angron?
No.
No.
I like...
Should I boost
Same
Angron?
level. No, same level as
Same
Angron.
level.
Okay.
I think they're both kind of equally 2D.
I like Lehman Russ, but I just can't be asked to learn about him.
He had a big beef with Magnus, and it's like, I get it, but you're the Emperor's lapdog.
Yeah. I'd say it's the Emperor's Shih Tzu. He's like one of those gabby eyes.
He's the Emperor's Chihuahua, okay?
He's one of those gabby eyes.
All bite, no bark.
dogs.
Because remember, on Prospero, as much as they did do pretty well, they had a lot of fucking help, okay?
They did. Like, yeah, I don't have much to say about him.
Siege of Terror?
I really don't remember, to be honest. I think they were.
I don't want to say the Space Wolf. They're one of the big four as well.
I just don't. There's not much about. Well, I think that I'm sure there is. People are going to yell at us, be like, how come you not read this book? Then shut the fuck up and have a shower.
Like they're not as like necessary as a few of the others, I'd say.
Yeah.
We're continuing the Alex Amateur Hour with Warhammer lore, and we have Alfarius and Omegas.
Oh dear.
Oh god.
This is the one you know the least about, right?
No.
Or is it just the one that's like the
I know too much. It doesn't make sense. Okay. Right. So basically, do we know what they did at the Great Crusade? No. Do we know where Alfarius' home planet was? Of course not. Hey, maybe he was tentacle fucked. Maybe he was enslaved. Who knows? Maybe he never got vanished. We know Megan probably never did. But but were they swapped? Was it actually Alfarius who was kept? Was it Megan? We generally do not know. These fuckers switched all the time.
They're kind of cool because of that.
They are very cool because of it.
They were smaller than average Primarchs as well, weren't they? They were able to somewhat blend in with their
and their sons were taller.
Yeah.
So they were a bit smaller, and the Alpha Legion Space Marines were taller, so they could actually swap with the Space Marines.
You're telling me they were manlets?
They were.
For the Primarchs, they were manlets,
They were
but for Space Marines, they were big boys.
So I think Alfarius and Megan were probably around 9. I think they were 9 foot tall, and I think their Space Marines are generally 8 foot tall. I think their Space Marines were generally about 9, 10 foot tall as well. I think they were around that range rather than the others Primarchs who were very, very tall.
They were all trained to say, I am Alfarius.
I am Alfarius.
It was so...
No, I'm Spartacus.
You'd never know.
Hail Hydra.
Oh.
Hey. That is what they say.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Give me that. I'm joking.
They're little they're what? They're not their children. They're the Space Marines of the Alpha Legion were like
cum nuggets.
No, it's just that they saw Alfarius' identity and were like, give me that.
Give me that.
That was a lot of setup for an
I'm
joke.
joking.
I'm joking. But they did some cool stuff. So they led to the creation of the blood games, which Custodians do. Because Alfarius like, damn, this defense is shit. I know I'm going to assassinate the Emperor. He didn't actually.
They tried to, and they got past almost every time, didn't they?
Oh.
Yes. No, they did. He got past and actually would have assassinated the Emperor if he
because I remember reading something. Didn't they disguise themselves as a custodian or something?
Something like that.
straight up to the throne, stand next to him, reveal themselves.
Yeah.
They're like, what?
Well, they originally had a
on
big turret or something like that that was going to shoot the Emperor, and the custodians found that, and then last minute Alpharius walked out, we're like, yeah, I would have just fucking shot him right here, dude, like, get your game together.
A quick question. Are they traitors or loyalists?
No. So the Alpha Legion are all loyalist. So Alpharius is a loyalist. He was told by, I believe, the Cabal, who said, like, oh, basically, if Horus takes over, the Imperium will die, but Chaos will basically drain itself and kill itself, and Chaos would exist. Alpharius believed that all the Emperor wanted, his main goal was the death of Chaos.
Yeah.
So Alpharius thought, right, when I fight for the Imperium, Chaos lives and gets stronger. If I fight for Horus, Chaos dies. So I'm going to need to fight for Horus on the traitor side to kill the Emperor. Omegan didn't. Omegan basically went like, there's no real good side to take, so I'm not going to take one, but he couldn't because Alpharius already chose a traitor.
Centrist.
So, yeah, Omegan was, and he would basically, as much as he could, do stuff to revert Alpharius' doings, basically. Try and damage trades as much as he succeeded. And this basically happened throughout the whole heresy.
So a bit of a fucking shit situation for them. They'd got nothing done.
No. They
did, but it's all very confusing with them, isn't it? Because you can't tell which side they were on during the heresy.
I think they were loyalists during the heresy. They were definitely
loyalists. I think they were double agents.
They were.
They were with Horus and that lot.
They were, yeah.
They were kind of just, they weren't present.
Omegan more so. So this is where it gets a bit juicy because, of course, Alpharius was dueling Rogel Dawn, and Rogel Dawn killed Alpharius, leading to Omegan taking over. Now, Rogel Dawn killed Alpharius basically because he was like, Alpharius saying, oh, do you not understand? I'm fighting for the Emperor. Dawn naturally couldn't get his brain around it. I fucking can't.
Dawn is a fucking rock of a fucking human.
He is. He's got about as much. He's got 3 brain cells fighting for 3rd place. Yeah. Like he's not sharp. He's not all up there. But they were fighting. Alpharius dies. He's dead. Omegan took over. Now Omegan, of course, we know is a loyalist. He actually did. He didn't even want to join the traitors. He wanted to fight for the Emperor, basically. So now, but he's got a fully corrupted Space Marine Legion.
Yeah.
The Alpha Legion is traitor. They are heretics.
They're corrupted by Chaos, aren't they?
Yeah, so he's basically a man on the inside fighting for the Imperium as a traitor, as far as we know. Because there's also a fun thing, as we mentioned before, they like switching. So there's a chance that actually Omegan was killed by Rogel Dawn, and Omegan was a traitor, and Alpharius was a loyalist, and basically...
No one knows what's going on.
I don't know. Yeah.
I'll say, though...
B tier.
I was going to agree, actually.
Yeah.
I think it would be C, but they're actually kind of interesting.
Yeah. I love a colour scheme as well.
You know what? I love a beautiful... if I'm going to get in a heresy relatively soon, I think. Yeah. And I'm going to have to do Alpha Legion.
You know what? I'll do Ultramarines if you do Alpha Legion.
I'll do Emperor's Children.
You fucking...
Yeah. I just want the pink guys. Anyway, I want to ask, on par with Magnus, below Magnus...
Oh, I would say on par.
On par with Magnus?
Magnus is A, we're saying B.
You said B tier?
Yeah, we said B tier. Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
You know what? I could push them bottom of A, actually, looking at it.
Should we put it... Let's put bottom of A. They're
not better than the Khan, but they're definitely... I think they're more... Oh, but Morty, they're not better than Morty.
Should we put them on par with Morty then, top of B tier?
No, just leave them there for now, because we're going to
We'll rearrange. Yeah, I'd say bottom of A, top of B.
We need to remember our initial hate-filled reactions. Because that's what's going to drive us. Because you remember, always fuel yourself with hate, listeners.
So, our next one is Ferrus. Ferrus Manus.
Break.
Breathe.
Ferrus Manus and his second in command, Biggest Dickers.
Biggest Dickers.
Right.
Give me that.
Ferrus Manus. One of my favourites.
Now, this is the one that you misquoted earlier.
I didn't misquote nothing, okay?
Iron within, iron without. Yes, the famous Iron Hands quotes.
Stop your yapping. So, Primarch of the Iron Hands.
Yeah.
Automatically, we need to get out of the way. Got owned by Fulgrim. Okay? I'm a little embarrassed to admit it.
No,
he was beating Fulgrim. Fulgrim had to give in some demon because he couldn't quite kill Ferrus Manus. Then killed him.
You're wrong.
No. We'll get into this later. Opinions first, facts later.
Your opinion. This is a fact first.
Opinions first, facts later.
That's all I'm hearing, okay? Stop your yapping.
Remember, listeners, always lead with an opinion.
I'm joking.
Then very quickly say you're joking to not offend anyone.
Okay, I'm getting so mad at this section, I'm going for a piss.
Okay, so basically, he enhanced himself and his brothers.
Yeah.
They saw that their flesh was actually weak.
Okay.
They sought to improve it with iron and augmentation. Okay. Pretty cool already. This is getting cool. The blacksmith for all of the weapons of the Primarchs, pretty much.
Except Vulcan.
except Vulcan. Nerd. What did he make? I forgot exactly which ones
He made Vulcan like a weird... No, he made
Vulcan's hammer.
a sword.
He made Fulgrim a very nice sword.
I don't think he did make Vulcan. Did he make Vulcan's hammer?
Who knows?
Who knows? Like, Vulcan's culture, they only trust
He was very stoic, very pragmatic.
Yeah.
He saw, though, that his sons and his legion were becoming too cold. So, he emphasised emotion. And actually having emotion. And this is kind of odd, given that he's literally called Iron Hand. Okay. You know, he had an Iron Hand as well.
Wait, what?
Yeah, pretty crazy. He's pretty good in battle. He's not bad. He had the Gorgon's Chain, okay? Huge weapon. Very industrial. Very cool. Why? For the audio listeners, because there is definitely a video of this. Alex was just mewing, looking at me, kind of odd. Do you want to say something?
For audio listeners, and for everyone in this room, I'm fully erect right now.
Oh, right.
What have I just come back to?
Ferris Manus is like this. It's sad, though, because... What was it? Esteban 3 or 5?
5.
Esteban 5, his death. To Fulgrim.
Yep.
His best friend of the Primarchs.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Fulgrim pretty close. Not the closest out of all the Primarchs, but very, very close. Fulgrim couldn't bring himself to kill him.
One could say butt buddies.
And he got decapitated. And do you know where his head ended up? Horus's ship. That sniving rat. Okay?
No,
Fulgrim is a wet... I hate Fulgrim. But the Fulgrim hate... Ferris man, he's pretty cool.
Do you think Ferris is...
He had a death. He was the first Primarch to die, which I think does lower him a little bit. He had a lot of influence, though.
Yeah.
He's pretty important for later on with Sanguinius.
Yeah.
And for that, I'm going to say top of C.
Can I also just quickly... I agree with C tier, but mainly because imagine if he got put on Empress Children's ship, his head
I was
literally
gonna say the
became
same
the forbidden
thing.
flashlight.
Yeah, no, his head made... Yeah,
No, it's better that Horus ended up with his head than the Emperor's children, because that thing would have been passed around.
My God, that head would have been fucking glued together.
They would have been doing...
They could have glued it back onto that man's body and he would have been alive.
shoeys out of it.
It's quite sad, though, because the Emperor was actually quite fond of him as well.
Sorry, you said top of C
I'm saying top of C. What do you think, Niamh?
No, but
give your opinion on what I've just said.
Well, I was gone for a piss for most of that. He was killed first. He was.
There's
killed
not a lot.
Ferris Manus, what do you think?
Yeah.
I do think top
Do you
of
think
C
beta
tier.
cuck, or do you think maybe it's okay?
No, he's pretty sound below.
It was a bit tragic. He died a bit early. Can't be much higher than
He
C
got
for
beaten by a fucking guy in purple
that. He
armor.
didn't. He was beating him, and the demon
Got
had to
beaten
do
by a
it. Okay,
femboy.
the
in
greater
purple
demon had to do
armor.
it.
The demons are weaker than Primarchs.
It was a Slaneshi.
Stop your yapping. I'm joking.
I'm joking.
Right, let's just spin again since we've agreed top of C tier, and there's not much argument in C tier. It's A and B tier that are getting a bit difficult.
Yeah, ABS is...
Haha! It is the heresy man himself.
Horse! Peter. The
Peter.
horse is here.
The horse is
Peter.
here.
So, Horus is a cool guy.
Horus is.
One of the first Primarchs to go bald. I'm joking. Lorgar was. Unsurprisingly.
I just want to rub Horus's head. I feel like that would avoid the heresy slow. It's okay.
Summons a genie.
It's okay, genie.
Just rub his head, little fucking like genius bursts out his mouth. I was like,
It's Christina Aguilera, genie in a bottle.
I'm gonna grant you 3 wishes. You get the first one for 3, and the other 2 later.
Oh, God.
But no, basically Horus. He was called a Nuclear. He was actually found very early, so he didn't really know his planet's homeworld culture. He actually put on... His legion found him quite funny, because he would put on quite a tough, thick Chthonian accent, and they knew he didn't really know anything about Chthonian.
Yeah.
So he kind of got... He was in a charismatic way, they loved him.
Did he somewhat feel like he was out of place?
No. So Horus's primal power... he might have, but that's like, I'm just a human. I wouldn't even be, I'd be a servitor in the 41st millennium. Like, I can't even get to the heads
I'd
of
be
Primarchs.
corpse starch, let's be honest.
I'd be in that factory, in the fucking tin.
You'd have been snorted by an Emperor's child by now.
Yeah, I'd be like a chaos slave, let's be honest here. Like, I'm not being good in the 41st millennium.
You'd be in the Demuncula.
I'd be some, like, really shitty Chaos Space Marine trophy.
Yeah.
Like, fuck it, this is the only one in this world.
You're the deer head on some Space Marine's wall in his home.
You know, I'm like one of those, like, 5-year-old Space Marines' first kills. Like, they just tie me to a pond and say, right, just kill that guy.
Get rid of him,
just
mate.
prove that you can do it.
There's not enough meat on that one.
Great, cool.
Right, back to Horus, back to Horus.
But basically, yeah, he was like, he's a complex character. He was very charismatic, that was his thing.
Yeah.
Not a lot of Primarchs disliked him. I don't think any actually actively did.
He was pretty popular.
Very, very popular.
He's a friendly guy.
He was actually the first Primarch to start doing diplomacy with
Really?
other human species, rather than just taking them over, and Xeno species. He was open to Xeno's diplomacy before the heresy. It would have been the Aldari. No, it wasn't Aldari. It was where the Lair Blade not the Lair Blade. The blade that stabbed Horus, there was this homeworld where it's on. There's loads of shit. Like read the first
little species.
Read the first 3 books.
I can't read, but okay.
They explain it all. They're fucking amazing, and I'm basically butchering their storyline right now to try and give you guys a synopsis. But long story short, he got stabbed. Erebus was whispering his ear all the time until then because the Word Bearer was doing some evil shit with chaplains. Yeah. So Erebus was speaking some words of truth to Horus, and he was getting converted to the side of good through lies, deceit, manipulation, according to Imperial propaganda. I'll have you know. And basically, Horus got stabbed, went to a coma. Lunar Wolves trampled. They were called the Lunar Wolves. Trampled loads of civilians to death to get him to the ship to make sure he was safe. Resurrected him. All that shit happened. Horus became pretty fucking evil. He became the arch traitor. Now, Horus is a bit of a goat. And this huge battle mace that he could crush people with. He could crush swaves of Space Marines with them. Whatever word that is, I don't know. Just decimating them. He was a unit. He was buffed up by Chaos as well.
He was a very good.
Yeah.
Let's chill with Sanguinius.
He was
very good at. He was very strong with the Chaos powers behind him.
He was
arguably the strongest of all the Primarchs at that point. I would say.
Yes.
He would have kicked anyone in.
He was also loved by the Emperor. It's like to War Master. So Horus did become the War Master of the Great Crusade, which is basically took on the Emperor's role for the Great Crusade. Yeah. Conquering stuff. He's even with a few prices to fight with the Emperor against the Orcs and stuff like that. So he was a big deal. Very cool guy. But again, as somebody who does love Horus, and I love the Lunar Wolves, I love the Sons of Horus, I think they have some of the coolest characters.
Yeah.
They have little Horus Axeman. He's really cool. He's quite a funny little guy. Little fella, little bald guy. Ties little head as well. Little 8-foot superhuman who would rip me in half's head. Cute. They had Abaddon. But this was before Abaddon was shit. This was really cool Abaddon. Yeah. Before it was like, oh, he did 13 Black Crusades and has achieved fucking nothing. But that's because he's building up to another one.
Yeah, but there's paint named after him.
That is amazing.
Why are you about paint?
But there's also Lupercal Green, which is about Horus.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. All your lists
Horus
now,
Lupercal.
Neve's face has just like collapsed. Like the realization of Lupercal Green.
I need to brush up on my paint.
You do.
That's a good pun. That brush up on my paint.
You can tell it's late at night. Right, let's keep going. So that's pretty much it, really. I mean, I'm wondering so much Horus quite a bit. He is the only Primarch that is permanently dead. And Sanguinius, who's permanently dead. His soul fucking split. He's dead.
Nuh-uh.
Dead.
Soul split and soul destroyed is 2 different things, okay? Horus, dead as hell, boy. Dead as hell.
Horus bitch slapping the Empress. The Empress. Yes, Sanguinius the Empress.
Yeah,
fuck it.
Yabba.
So
POV back shots.
Oh, God.
Where are we putting Horus?
Where do you think Neve? No. Where does Neve? We need to let Neve say first. I feel like Neve's not giving her.
I can give more clues. Ask me some questions as well, because like Horus is one where I'm kind of struggling to summarise the lore in one thing. So if you do have any questions, let me know, because I'll answer them.
I'm gonna say
he is the man that the heresy is named after.
He is.
Yeah.
He is pivotal. He is the guy who was gaslighting everyone into becoming bad.
Imagine being called Horus Heresy. That's such a fucking cool name.
It's almost like they predicted it by making his last name Heresy.
It's spoilies.
I haven't read that far. What the fuck?
Wait, there's a guy called fucking Horus?
Wait, there's more than 30k years.
I would say. Let me look at the list.
Do you think
Alfarius? He's on par with Alfarius. He's interesting.
Yeah, A tier.
I think being Solwag is cool.
Yes.
Would you put him above Magnus? Would you put him above Magnus?
Magnus, I think, needs to move down.
Magnus
might
need to move down. I'll put
put him with. I would say Alfarius. He's not as cool as Khan. I think Khan needs to be
A tier. I think Horus has to be A tier.
Horus has to be A. You're not mid-A because I think it would be a crime.
Let me move Magnus down to the bottom.
Let's do it at the end.
Okay, Horus.
The man who is probably one of the few Primarchs to be manipulated, but also
On par,
desperately tried to save
mortally
Imperium.
wounded the Emperor as well. I think for that at least ate it.
I could say you could probably argue Horus.
You know
was
what?
in truth
Esther.
the
No,
Imperium.
I think Horus Esther. I'll
Do you
change my
want
mind.
to put
Yeah.
him on par with Gilliman?
I'll say right now
Estia.
on par with Gilliman.
Yeah.
Incredible guy.
I'd agree with that. I agree. Also, Sons of Horus paint scheme, beautiful. Fucking hard to paint. Beautiful though.
Beautiful.
Okay, who the fuck is Logar?
Oh baby.
Him.
Oh.
First F tier.
Oh baby. Oh baby.
Sanguinius is going to be
Oh.
last.
For all audio listeners, I just had to go and hit a gritty. Right, let's go. Oh, I'm definitely not dopamine depleted.
For the audio listeners, Alex just pissed himself.
That's not piss.
Oh.
Right, so Lorgar comes from the planet Colchis.
Gorgeous.
Now, this was an ultra-religious planet that believed in the pantheon. So they actually believe in chaos.
Culture like
No.
Colchester.
Yeah. It actually is. It's based off Colchester. It's
Actually.
a fucking dump.
Right, okay. Carry on.
You live there. Just be warned.
Not to get political, but...
Be warned. But yeah, basically he was born in Colchis.
Yeah.
Well, not born, dropped there. Little gestation
Appeared.
pod, little fucking contest tube, just...
Oh.
And he was found by some travelling... well, not travelling. They were actually banished because the guy who found him was Corfaran. And on a planet that believed in chaos, this man was viewed to be a bit of a religious extremist.
Wild.
I know. How hard is that? Imagine being on a chaos planet and go like, damn, dude, you seem a bit fucking radical. Because he basically wanted to forcibly convert unconverted tribes to the path of the pantheon. I believe. So basically, yeah, Lorgar got adopted. Corfaron became his father. And Corfaron was abusive. Very abusive. He would put Lorgar down, he'd physically beat Lorgar, and it was all to shape his character. And it was character shaping.
Ah.
So this is a tip to all parents. I'm joking. I'm joking. Don't beat your children. I'm joking.
Here at the Glue Guzzlers podcast, we only advocate for guzzling glue, not beating children.
Exactly. The harder you beat them, the more glue they sniff. Trust me. Right, let's go.
That's how we get Alex.
That's the only reason I'm here. But yeah, no, for the free glue. But no, basically, that shit all happened. Lorgar had visions of the Emperor. He was psychic, he started getting visions of the Emperor. He's like, oh shit, the Emperor's a god. So the Lorgar came up with the religion of the One, which is the reason, which is basically what the Imperium believe in nowadays, the Imperial truth.
Yes.
So this is quite significant. I generally do think Lorgar is a S tier Primarch. Anyone who rates him lower, I think, just hates Erebus.
Bit yapping from someone right now.
Bro, you're about to make me act up. You're about to make me fully act up. Right? No. My shirt is firmly back on. Right, but basically, yeah. So he was doing what I'm just saying a whole lot of nothing right now. But basically, yeah, he was born in Colchis. Corfaran beat the shit out of him.
He's the reason for the Horus Heresy.
Rised up, saw the Emperor, made the religion. Was the reason for the Horus Heresy. Did the big rise up. Did loads of. He had the biggest success rate during the Great Crusade.
Really?
He conquered and converted the most worlds. Emperor was like, ooh, that's cool. Wait, why did those worlds think I'm a god? So what he did? He went to their favourite world, whose name, I'm sorry, listeners, I've forgotten again. It's late at night, and my caffeine's wearing down. Like, I just want to bump a Fulcrum space stash. Like,
Alex, just get on with it, man.
Let's keep going. Sorry, I'm going delirious. But yeah, basically that happened. The Emperor was like, oh shit. Went to this other world. And he summoned all the word bearers back. Because the Ultramarines there, they were destroying the city because the Emperor told them to. Gulliman actually didn't want to do this as well. Lorgar hated Gulliman for this, and Gulliman generally didn't want to do this. The Emperor made him. Again, this is why the Emperor is actually the ultimate evil person.
Ooh.
The Emperor's evil. The Emperor caused a heresy.
No.
But basically, Lorgar was furious. He was like, why has this happened? He was angry. I think he even punched Gulliman at one point during the argument. But the Emperor was like, he basically made them all kneel, and he was like, if you want to view me as a god, then this is how a god should treat you. He forced them all to kneel psychically. Just made sure the rest of the world was destroyed, and he even forced Custodes to go with them. And even with Custodes on their flagship, they managed to find the source of chaos.
Really?
Get Argyle Tar. They made him and his first company into these mad possessed monsters who, again, I've forgotten the fucking name, I don't care. Made them to mad possessed monsters. They were absolutely crazy. Beasts. Argyle Tar didn't like chaos either. He did not want to be a demon. He hated this thing in him. He didn't like it either. He was a demon guy. Lorgar found that. Lorgar's now the most powerful demon Primarch because he does all his research. He knows. He's probably the only source of the galaxy other than the Black Library that knows the most about chaos. I would argue. and I genuinely think he does deserve S tier. Horus gets called the arch traitor. It's Lorgar who deserves it. Lorgar is the epitome of
Yeah.
chaos.
Who's the Lorgar the Primarch of?
The word bearers.
I thought so. I was just
Yeah.
double checking.
And they're a really cool faction.
What I quite like about Lorgar as well, he spent all this time writing the Imperial Truth.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a god. Turns to chaos. His whole life, he's got to now tear down his greatest achievement.
He's the reason chaplains wear black armor.
Yeah.
Because of that world that the Emperor burned to the ground, the world bearers chaplains are holy men, so I paint that armor black to represent the ash
Ooh.
from that world.
That-
so now,
that you've
40k
cooked now.
chaplains, which again, chaplains are a word bearer's concept to preach the imperial truth. That's the whole reason they exist. So all the coolest things in 40k, chaplain dreadnoughts,
Yeah.
chaplains, Terminator chaplains, imperial truth, all of this like extreme propaganda that we all love. And all of us love.
We're yapping it up right now.
My God.
And with that,
Lorgar's
Neve,
responsible.
where should he be placed?
So you guys will.
No. Where should
Oh.
he be placed?
I think he sounds really fucking cool. I think he's on the par of Guilliman and Horse.
S tier.
D tier.
How about
tier?
you fuck off?
No,
No.
so cool. Wait, he's another. Wait, what demon is he? A demon Primarch?
He's undivided.
Cast undivided.
Which
Ah,
is rare.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So he's
okay.
undivided chaos, and he's arguably the most powerful chaos demon.
So
Because he's undivided, isn't he?
Yeah, he's basically
Gets a
the
bit of everything.
chosen of chaos, of the ultimate chosen of
Yeah.
chaos. I would say he's almost like a Be'lakor, the first demon, who's like, again, disgustingly powerful. I think he's just insane.
He's cool, but I don't think he's S. I'd give you A tier. I think the list needs to be rewritten. We've put too many in A and B.
Yeah, we have.
They're all cool though, that's the thing.
I'd
except
say
Robodom.
I would give him A.
Eh?
He is.
If it's A, he's top of A.
He's above Khan, below Purty. Oh no, he's on par with Purty. Purty's the only other one he's on par with in A
Do
tier.
Yeah.
you think Percy Rabbit? Yeah. So.
Everyone else in A
no,
tier and below.
I would have put him top of A. But
Yeah,
I'd
that's
take,
where it
I'd
is.
take
Yeah,
A tier.
yeah, no,
Take-
I don't
will.
know how the list has been written. So.
Neither do I. I'm just, yeah.
We will rejig afterwards. Do not worry. Let's spin again.
3 left.
We
I
only
think.
have 3 left.
One of them's Conrad Curse, who
One of
I'm
them's
desperate to talk
Sanky.
about.
Oh, it's time to struck Jack's dead Primarch King.
Let's go!
Me and you at the end, then Alex.
Is it Sanguinius?
It is indeed Sanguinius.
Oh my god, he is my favourite one. He's literally me, okay? Picture of him, identical, okay?
For our audio listeners, this is true.
I am the embodiment of Sanguinius. I also do get quite angry and then give into the black rage and go insane.
Right now, Jack's got 2 pigeon wings stapled to his back.
Yeah. They're not pigeons, they're doves, I'll have you know. They're white.
Continue.
So, Sanguinius, the angel, okay? Coolest Primarch already. Don't care what anyone says. For a start, I have a whole document on this guy.
The only research.
He was found on Baal Secundus, the second moon in the system of Baal, okay? Horrible, desolate wasteland, arid, horrendous. Everyone there, disfigured, toxic wasteland. And then there he is, this little perfect baby boy with angel wings on his back. Okay, he was found by a group called the Blood. It was like a little group of wasteland survivors. And they found him.
Some Mad Max shit.
Before he even found him as well, just a bit of his power, he killed a massive predator, an apex predator on Baal. Do you know what it was called?
Alex.
It was not called Alex. It was called a fire scorpion. And this thing, we're talking bigger than elephants nowadays. And this is a little baby. He's not that. In 3 weeks, he was the size of he was like a meter tall. He grew pretty fast, Sanguinius. He was nuts. Okay. He was born as a psychic and could divine the future. He got visions like Conrad Curse. He saw the future. He could regale what was going to happen. When he was found in the Great Crusade and onwards, instead of all the other Primarchs, he did not make his legions swear an oath to him. He swore an oath to his legion. He was charismatic and loved by all. He swore that wherever they were, he would stand by them, whether it was for death or glory. Now already, this man has race, okay? This man has got me blushing, okay?
You would.
No,
Yeah.
honestly, when he was found, he shadowed Horus before meeting his legion as well. For 3 years, just to learn about the Imperium. In this time and throughout the whole Great Crusade, him and Horus were the closest out of any Primarch.
Ooh, that's awkward.
It's awkward. It is. We'll get on to that. But they were closest. Okay? During the Great Crusade, Horus became War Master. And do you know what Horus thought? He was undeserving of it, and Sanguinius should have been the War Master. Okay? This is crazy. When asked about this, Sanguinius said no. He shouldn't have been. Horus was the right choice. But everyone knew Sanguinius was meant to be the War Master.
He was just being humble.
Yeah. During the Horus Heresy, when Horus actually got corrupted, he was scared of Sanguinius. He was asked by Chaos Demons. They were like, "Oh, we need to kill you. You want to kill Sanguinius? Are you scared or something?" And he opened up and he was like, "Yeah." Sanguinius may have been the only other person who the Chaos Gods would have preferred over Horus.
Yeah.
He was more powerful, more charismatic. He was incredible. And as well, he was literally like the poster boy of the entire Imperium. Okay?
For the audio listeners, Alex is imitating himself shaking 2 bottles of salt into his mouth.
While thinking about Sanguinius, I do the same, to be honest. Okay?
Yeah.
Alex is pretending to ski right now.
Oh, refreshing.
And you gotta remember, so the reason Chaos Undivided wanted Sanguinius because he was better, okay? But the reason they couldn't have him is because he's not a wet fucking bitch like Horus. He wouldn't.
He almost was.
No.
He was like, sure, Con. I'll walk through this gate so you kill my leader of the Red Foes. Space was like, hey, dude, do you want me to try first?
I'm about to get on that.
Go on.
Okay.
Go on. Useless Primarch.
In the Horus Heresy, he was ambushed on Cygnus. Okay, this is where his great flaw would show and happen. Ambushed by demons because of Horus. He killed so many of them, but there was I forgot exactly the name of the demon, but I think it was some great bloodthirster probably put a curse on his legion. The Red Thirst. They all began attacking each other and everything around them in a frenzy. Okay? Sanguinius, he was going to sacrifice himself to save his sons of the Red Thirst because of like his oath. He would stand by his sons. He cared for them. Unlike many other Primarchs, he saw them as people. Okay? He was about to sacrifice himself when one of his, I think it was his chaplains or his librarians, sacrificed themselves so Sanguinius wouldn't have to. Okay? Allowed him to escape. Now, onto Terra. This is where it gets a little sad for me, okay? Mm-hmm. He played a pivotal role in the defense of Terra. Without him, there was no hope for the Emperor. Okay? Everything. I'm getting shown pictures of Sanguinius' death right now by Alex.
It fucking hurts.
You know what? Stop you yapping. He defended the Eternity Gate, holding back swathes of demons. Okay? He beheaded a Chaos Reaver Titan on his own. Okay? A great feat. After this, he defeated a great Bloodthirster. The Bloodthirster that put the curse on his legion. While tired and wounded, he went on to absolutely pump Angron. Okay? Angron got literally made into a little bitch.
I don't like the
Demon
word
Primarch
that.
Angron. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill Sanguinius." Sanguinius was like, "No." Midair, flying, absolutely impaled him. Sent him back to the Immaterium in pieces. Because he's literally the best Primarch. They regrouped with the Emperor. The Emperor realised Horus had lowered his shields on the ship. They were going to do a teleport assault. He originally didn't want Sanguinius to come. He did. Stop showing me these pictures of his death. You're gonna make me cry.
Killing blood just plays Peach.
They were going to do a teleport assault. Emperor didn't want him to come. Because Sanguinius had foresworn his death. And Emperor was like, "No, you're too valuable. My little sweet pea."
Yeah, he's still on.
My little Pookie Bear.
Pookie Bear could not go, but the Emperor actually got persuaded by Sanguinius. Again, something rare. The Emperor does not change what he wants.
Come on, stubborn.
Do you know why? It's because Sanguinius told the Emperor that he foresaw his death. And that instead of running from it, he wanted to face it and change the outcome. And the Emperor was like, "You know what, Pookie Bear? You are the one, okay?" They teleported on. Sanguini Guard, every chapter, everything goes nuts on that ship, okay? They spread everywhere. The Sanguinius is led by the soul of Ferrus Manus, the soul and wrath of Ferrus Manus to Horus. Allegedly summoned by Horus as a taunt. Okay? "I've killed your brother. I'm going to kill you next." He was actually brought to Horus somewhat. Horus let him through to come to him. one last attempt to try and persuade his beloved brother, his closest brother, to join him. Because he was like, you could join me, we could kill the Emperor together here. It's literally Star Wars, basically.
Yeah.
Luke, I am your father, join me. And Sanguinius was like...
Warhammer 40k copy of
Sanguinius was literally like, suck my balls, let's scrap. Okay. This man, injured, sent Demon Primarch back already. Titan dead. Greater Demon's dead. Began to fight Horus in a flurry of blows. Ferocity. Incredible, okay? Horus was kind of like, he was not fighting full. He was
bug swatter.
He was fighting a little bit because he was still trying to persuade Sanguinius. After realizing Sanguinius could not be bought, he went and impaled him multiple times with his talons and the sword. I forgot the sword, fucking black sword or something.
No, it was a mace.
Mace. He ruined Sanguinius. I cried when I found this out. Okay, I was inconsolable for weeks.
Hasn't even read the End of the Death yet. Like that
I can't
book
get there.
is genuinely going to be like horrendous.
He fought with so much ferocity that allegedly he created a small dent in Horus's armor that later allowed the Emperor to deliver the final fateful lethal blow, ending the Horus heresy forever. And that is why he's a clear S tier. I don't care about your opinion.
Well, S is for shit, so yeah, I'd agree.
S for Sanguinius.
Top of S tier.
I think he ranks above Gilliman and Horse.
Horse, yeah. You know what?
No.
Yup. I'm sorry. You honestly thought Lorgar was Esther.
I still think Lorgar's better than Sanguinius.
No.
I think Erebus is better than Sanguinius.
You tried to get Lion in A tier. Stop yapping.
Can we just all agree that I just have the objective?
No. Sanguinius is top of S tier. Can we agree on that, boys?
No.
I'm putting him above the ones we already have in S tier.
So he's top of S tier right now. Eat my ass.
Audio listeners, I know I'm correct. I'm getting silenced.
No.
Alex
is never correct.
This is now, I think, a toss-up between the last two, so who, and it's me. Okay.
Yes!
So
best
you get
to
to go
last.
last.
It would
have been quite poetic if I had gotten to go first and last. That would have been really cool. But no, Fulgrim has just come up, which means Conrad is last.
Oh, Conrad's last.
Which I'm ecstatic.
So
It
let's
is.
talk.
Oh, D-tier.
Let's talk about the snaky guy. Let's talk about the the little slut. The
Yes.
snaky slut, one might say. So, he was found on, I'm not going to pronounce any of this correctly. He was found on Chemos? Is that right? He was a factory worker. He was found by, miners investigating a meteor. He was a factory worker. What?
Found my miners. Bit of a dodgy start for Fulgrim.
No.
We know what he's like. Okay?
What?
So,
This way gets it from.
people who mined. But he was a factory worker, but he was a really good worker, so he became an exec pretty quick. He had quite a few political marriages and work-related marriages. He outlived all of them.
Was this in the Great Crusade or before it was found?
I don't bloody know. This is just what it said on the wiki.
On the wiki.
So
Guess who's Northern?
He had quite... You're Northern too!
Shh, they don't know.
Okay, he had a few marriages for political reasons, for work, and he outlived them all, but he said even though he loved some of them, he didn't really care. Not surprising, it's Fulgrim. The Emperor found him. He remembered a couple of things, like he had some of his memories come back, and then he became the leader of the Emperor's children. The Emperor really liked him so much that he was like, "You can wear my symbol. You can wear the double-headed eagle on your little armor."
And look what that got him.
Very cool.
Look at that Ferris.
His whole thing is that he was obsessed with perfection. He wanted his legion to be perfect. He wanted to be perfect. That's why he had his perfect platinum hair and his perfect purple armor.
Supple body.
Anyway, he befriended Horus, and he befriended Ferris, because they had a thing where they were both kind of striving for perfection, but in different ways. They exchanged weapons as well. You know, one of them got a hammer, one of them got a sword, I think. That's how it went. But yeah, they were besties. They exchanged the weapons like they were friendship bracelets or something. He acquired a sword whilst he was cleansing
Apologies, audio listeners. It's distracting because Jack is just slowly munching on caramel railway fingers.
Anyway, he acquired a sword as he was cleansing or purging a world, whatever. But it happened to have a cheeky Slaneshi demon in it that nobody knew about. The sword started to corrupt him, which, surprise, surprise, got a fucking demon in it. Horus then gaslit him into siding with him. Like, people told him Horus was doing awful things, and he went, "No, I'm going to ask Horus himself." And Horus went, "Nah, I'm not doing anything bad, man. You should join me."
With chocolate chip cookies and space coke.
At this point, Chaos had pretty much taken over Fulgrim anyway because of the sword, and he started talking to a painting because he went a bit mental.
Great story to that painting, by the way. In the Fulgrim book, there's some fucking graphic backlore to that actual painting.
What do you mean graphic
It's kind
backlore?
of like
The
Van Gogh.
artist, did you read what the artist did to
No.
make it? She went mad.
Oh, did they glaze it like Kurt Cobain did?
Oh, even worse.
Oh, no.
They would lure men.
What, in real life?
Yeah, this happened in real life.
Oh,
On the spaceship,
No,
like
tell
far
me,
away.
tell me about
So
this.
basically, she would lure men from the bar area into a room, proceed to
Say this in as much PG way as possible, please.
I've said some bad shit on this podcast already. I'll censor myself though, because I don't want to get arrested. Had some interesting relations with them, and at the climax of the musical dance they were doing,
The vertical
she
tango.
slit their throat and used their blood and pain, and I think feces as well, to paint this painting.
So he was talking to a poopy painting.
Yeah.
Nice. Anyway, at this point, him and Ferris had a falling out. Okay, because he obviously had gone mentally, started talking to the poop painting. He duelled Ferris.
Was losing.
No, it wasn't. He wasn't necessarily. He actually was winning, but he couldn't bring himself to actually kill him. And the Slaneshi demon in his sword went, "I'll fucking do it." And
Was he
kind of,
winning, or did the demon in his sword help him win? Okay?
No,
he
he-
was getting his ass beat. Okay?
he was according to the
Painted
wiki.
cards.
Yeah.
According to the wiki, or whatever I was, the lexicon, whatever I was reading, he was winning, but he couldn't bring himself to kill him, so the demon went, "I'll fucking do it." And the demon, forced his hand, and in this moment where he was feeling weak, 'cause he just killed his bestie, the demon in the sword went,
This is
"I'll take
Istaban,
over your
right?
mind."
Womp
I think
womp.
so. Something like that.
Womp womp.
So the demon took over his mind, and he started doing some pretty awful shit. And then after
Very
a few...
Fortnite dance on Paradise corpse.
After a few months, he went, out of still doing this awful shit, he went, "Actually, guys, I like booted the demon out like a few weeks ago. I'm just that guy now. I am literally just that guy."
Just liked it.
And people were like,
We've
"Okay,
been that.
bro."
Yeah, we're different, man.
He tried to then trick Perturabo into this like demon transformation ritual.
Hey, didn't he try and sacrifice Perty to get demon hers?
And it kind of worked. He didn't sacrifice Perturabo, but whatever he did, it got him to beat a demon. He became the silly snake we know him as today. And then, like,
Ooh.
post-heresy, they're on the way to the Eye of Terror, apparently, doing some not great things to planets as they go.
Nope.
And
Redacted.
they've tried to kill him a few times, but apparently they can't. But they do end up taking slaves from these planets, as the lexicon described it, fresh meat. So however you want to perceive that information is how you want to perceive
I
that
don't think I
information.
even want to perceive that information.
No, I wouldn't, personally, because...
As the Khan said, you do strange things to your soldiers.
So, the lexicon doesn't explicitly talk about any of
I don't
that.
think it can.
I don't think
public
it's
safety.
allowed.
Yeah, it's probably illegal. Whatever
Yeah.
it says is probably illegal. By the way, apologies to all your listeners. You are being recorded on a phone right now. So
Yeah.
fuck you.
Yeah. So,
High effort.
on that note, we're talking like C tier.
D. He's a wet rag of a man.
Like below
Yeah.
He's not worse than Dawn, because Dawn was so up his own arse, right? But Fulgrim was like, "I'm good. No, I'm bad." Fulgrim just had another
He was a
constantly.
weak Primarch who got dominated by a demon, realised he kind of liked getting dominated, and then...
And is that surprising for Fulgrim?
No.
No.
Okay, so D tier.
Yeah, D
Yeah,
tier.
okay, I'll take
He's
that.
just like a bit off
D for getting dicked down
by a demon. Yeah.
by a demon.
D for demon dick.
Right, is that all of them?
No, comrade.
Oh,
Last one.
Right, so this is my favourite Primarch. I
Yeah.
love Conrad Kurz.
He got beat up by Sanguinius, didn't he? He was going to get executed as well, and then the lion, being a silly little guy, was like, "No, give him to me."
Nuh-uh.
So, it all started with Nostromo. Conrad's capsule was actually quite weirdly, when it fell down, it didn't just land on the surface, all the others landed on the surface. His shot down to the planet's core. So, when he was growing up,
Toasty.
he spent his first, months growing up crawling his way out of the planet's crust
wow.
Like a little
to
mole
the
rat.
surface. And when he got to the surface, how is it darker up here than it was down there? Nostromo, polluted. skies
Oh,
are black. There's no natural sunlight.
Like Slough.
Yeah. So if you're thinking of the UK, you're thinking of Slough, Scunthorpe, Guernsey, just not nice place.
Blackpool when the lights are off.
Yeah, Blackpool with the lights go off. But hey, welcome to Nostromo, Blackpool when the lights go off. That's basically it. But so all the inhabitants had jet black eyes to get sunlight, pale skin. And actually, a fun fact: when the Emperor went to meet him, he actually blinded all the shaman people who went there because he has his natural light, or they all went permanently blind.
That's funny, wow.
Because
Okay.
he was too bright. His armor was too bright in this light that they just were like, "Oh shit, I'm blind." I think he temporarily blinded Conrad as well. But basically, Conrad was at the planet and he was surviving off eating rats, dogs, hobos. You know, we've been there. We've been struggling. Conrad was struggling.
But we're students, we understand.
Yeah, we get it. You see 25,000 calories. You don't see a person. You just go for it. That was very much Conrad. But Conrad's actually, he had visions. But he viewed his visions
Like
of the future.
Sanguinius, didn't he?
He viewed them as coming true, though. He thought everything he saw was going to happen. And the only things he could really foresee was his own death.
Ooh.
So he knew the Emperor was going to kill him.
He was just a bit edgy.
He was.
Yeah.
He edged.
Oh.
Oops.
This comes in. His visions, didn't he? You said he got swapped. No, it swapped. Fulgrim and Yagatai got
Yeah,
swapped.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fulgrim Yagatai got
I
swapped.
thought I was going to be like, wow,
That was this
crazy.
whole weird shit. Yeah, but basically, that happened with Conrad, and he was growing up in Nostromo. Nostromo was run by these very corrupt lords. It was very crime ridden. It was a cesspool. Like, you'd walk in the street, and I can't even say the words that were happening in this thing. Let's just say a lot of people didn't have a very nice time.
Yeah.
Like, the best way I can describe it is being tortured and killed was actually probably the best thing that could happen to you in Nostromo.
just like Blackpool with the lights off.
Genuinely, I would rather spend a day in Nostromo than Blackpool with the lights off. Like, it's a dark place.
By the
but my
way,
God.
you do understand that when I say Blackpool with the lights off, I mean like Blackpool Illuminations, right?
Yeah.
Just to be clear, I just wanted to make
Yes,
sure you
yeah.
knew what I meant.
But basically, yeah, so he was like, I'm disgusted by this. Conrad had a very strong sense of moral justice. Like, very strong. He was basically, in his mind, everything was like black and white. So he's basically a bit autistic. And he used this tism to create this awesome character called the Night Haunter.
Ooh.
And he didn't know his name was Conrad. He was one of the few Primarchs who, he was the Night Haunter. That was his name. So he was the Night Haunter. He was killing, he basically went around, when he was big enough and strong enough.
Yeah.
He was killing gangsters. And he was killing warlords.
He was
But
Batman.
would he only
Yes.
kill bad people?
He did. So Conrad only ever killed bad people. And he would do it in the most horrifying, painful ways as a way of scaring other people into compliance.
Make an example of them.
Yeah. So there was one time, for example, that there was this corrupt official. So when he was thinking, how can I get this guy to surrender? I know. He got his daughter and he tortured her and broadcast her screams over Vox to a whole planet.
Wow.
In order to, and they just surrendered.
But what did the daughter do wrong?
Nothing. But she was evil
Man
by
had-
proxy.
Man's
Yeah.
morals.
So Conrad's morals were a bit messed up.
He had the right idea, though.
He was mad. He literally had gone in. His visions had drove him. Basically, his visions and his perpetual sense that his visions were true drove him insane. Like, he could not handle it. Because, I mean, if you knew how you were going to die and saw it every day.
To Sanguinius, though.
But-
This is where I think.
No, this gets worse. Fulgrim's no, not
God.
Fulgrim's. Conrad's is worse because, for example, when he killed people.
Yeah.
So when he got a criminal in his hands, he would look into them. He'd see their future. He'd see their life if he just let them go, and it was always positive. It was always. It was scared straight. They became outstanding
But he
citizens.
killed them anyway.
And he knew, and he thought that was going to come true because he believed all his visions came true, and he'd still kill them for justice. If you were going to kill yourself, he would save you and torture you to death because suicide was a crime in his mind.
Wow.
So this man was not a good person. He was not mentally stable.
Yeah.
But basically, he did all these stuff over Nostromo, and slowly the crime went to zero. And he went to these high lords who were left, the ones who were okay, I'm not going to say good. And he said, I'm king now. They said, don't think so. He was like, I will literally get your nutsack and eat it in front of you if I'm not king. And they were like, oh my God, your majesty, it's good to see you again. Wow. And Conrad was king of this planet. The emperor came down, did his weird father shit because he's a bit of an absent piece of shit. And Conrad joined him.
Oh.
He had the Night Lord's Legion, but because he was at the Night Lord Legion, he had to leave Nostromo. And Nostromo, Conrad didn't do any reformation.
Yeah.
He was ruling by fear. And when fear leaves the planet, crime comes back. And it did. And the Night Lord Legion went from being actually a really solid legion of like pretty terrifying scumbags. They weren't.
Yeah.
They still weren't nice people. They were from the prison slums of Terror and stuff. Like, other Space Marine chapters like the Death Guard, like upstanding Astartes, recruited from good people. Night Lords were literally they got the gutter trash of Terror. They scraped the bottom of the barrel. They were like, these are gang murderers. These are not nice people. I really can't say that word on YouTube, and that kind of stuff. The word that I'm not saying is what a lot of people call Fulgrim, as like a something snake. You guys will
It
all be able to
rhymes.
put
It
that in your
rhymes with
head.
the word grape.
It does, and it's pretty fucked. Just in case you guys couldn't get that for yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically, he just did that. He got the Night Lords. They were horrible. They were going around. They would just torture, mutilate, and rule from fear. Sometimes, like homeworlds, like planets they were going to, they just hear, oh, the spaceman's coming. Like, bring it on. We're going to fight you. It's the Night Lords. We surrender.
Really?
They'd surrender straight away because the higher ups knew that it was like the people weren't going to suffer. The higher ups are going to get captured, tortured, and skinned, with their screams getting broadcast the entire planet.
Yeah.
The Night Lords would plunge people into darkness. They do mainly night attacks. Because again, the daylight, they had to wear the helmets in daylight because their eyes, even as Astartes, they couldn't handle daylight. So they always wore their visors. They normally had the helmets on. These 6 skull
They seem
helmets.
like the kind of guys to blood eagle a fella.
They would, but they blood eagled them and then put them as a backpack banner.
Oh, nice.
So
Yeah.
the Night Lords were draped in skin, flesh, organs. They have
No
organs hanging
surprise
off
they
them.
fell to chaos, is it?
They're the least chaos corrupt legion. So the
Really?
Night Lords, Conrad hated chaos.
They were already bad. Chaos were like, we don't want them.
No,
because he had a strong sense of justice.
He
didn't
did. So Conrad hates chaos. The Night Lords spat at the corrupted Space Marines. They view corrupted Space Marines as the weakest of the weak. They think if you are a demon corrupted, if you have any signs of chaos corruption, like it gets a bit hazy in 40k. There's some of them are like, because like, for example, Night Lords Trilogy, they have, I forgot his name again, but they have this big demon guy leading them.
They're not all the same, yeah.
They're not all the same. The warbands, there's a lot of warbands Night Lords, but most of them
They're very
detest.
fractured in 40k.
They'd cull
aren't
you
they?
basically if you were chaos corrupted.
Yeah.
Like the Night Lords had these red hands and they were like crime. If you were chaos corrupted, they would normally dip them in, and once you served your purpose, they would just kill you because they hated it. Conrad especially, he despised chaos corruption. Like he couldn't stand it. It was like the reek to them. It like reeked of like sulfur and just like rot, and just like they never fell for the chaos gods. The ones that joined the Black Legion, like one of the sorcerers in the Night Lords trilogy, again names I forgot is irrelevant, just genuinely just detested by the Legion.
Yeah.
They were viewed as soon as they rejoined the Legion, as where they got the chance to kill them, they would, and they would get no repercussions for it. So the Night Lords are actually one of probably the least heretical heretics.
Wow.
They do it because they do it because they just like it. They kill, they torture, they maim because they just enjoy it. It's not because they have to. Same as Conrad did it because he had to. And I actually believe Conrad has a quote, he's got a couple of quotes,
I thought
which
you were
I'd
going to
actually
say, I
like to
believe
read.
Conrad did nothing wrong.
No, oh God, no. Conrad did a lot. So first of all, Conrad has this brilliant quote, which he said on his death. And that is, death is nothing compared to vindication. Which I think is just one of the most beautiful quotes. I'm going to quickly Google one more, because there is another brilliant one. I'm quickly going to go... Right, let's grab this up. I can't fucking find...
On this note, while you're trying to find that, Alex, where do you
Go
think it should
for
be
it.
ranked?
Personally...
No, let me answer. Where do you
where do you
this
think Conrad should be ranked? I think I've given a decent...
I think he's pretty cool, but he's not a very nice guy. He's a pretty bad guy.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if he should go somewhere in CD tier.
I kind of agree.
Like,
I
we're
think-
talking like maybe above Fulgrim, but
He's much more interesting than Fulgrim. He's more interesting than Angron and Lehman.
do you think
I'd probably put him on par with Ferris.
on par with Ferris or just under?
On par with Ferris, do you think?
I think Conrad personally is I would generally say A tier character.
Really?
I think he deserves it because
I think he's a C tier.
but he's
not bad, but I don't think, in comparison to the rest of them.
I think we need to redo stuff.
Yeah,
but I
let's put
think
him
we
in
should
C.
put him on par with Ferris. And
No,
then
fuck.
it's time to just give the list a little bit of a rejig, decide our final order.
Right. Are you ready, Alex?
I actually can't find the quote I'm wanting to say, which is really, really annoying me because I should have saved it earlier. But he basically, Conrad Kurz was he had moments of clarity and sanity, and he had moments of not. And the moments of clarity, I think you could really see and appreciate the Primarch he was always meant to be. But again, because the failure and neglect of the Emperor of Mankind, it ultimately led to him being the Primarch that he was. And I think Conrad deserves an A tier because of the Emperor's failure. Because he was genuinely a great Primarch.
I think they all have, if the Emperor was a better dad, to be honest.
They probably would all be.
If they didn't all have daddy issues, he wouldn't be where we are.
I'm giving Conrad A tier.
Okay, we've agreed a high C.
Right.
That is wrong.
Let's reach it.
compare.
So, what we've got in S tier right now is Sanguinius, and then Guilliman and Horus.
I agree.
I like that. So we'll keep, I think, wait, let's just do it step by step.
It's missing Conrad and Lorgar, but I agree with it.
So we're saying Sanguinius is the best? I would say Horus above Guilliman.
I don't like Sanguinius being best, but I take it.
And
Horus
then-
above Guilliman, then Guilliman.
Yeah, I like that.
That's
Those
in order.
Okay. Best?
But I only don't like Sanguinius being first because I want it to be different.
Yeah.
I admit that.
Next, okay, so I'm going to read out to you who is in A tier, and I want you to decide whether you want to move any up or down. We've got Perturabo and Lorgar, quite on par, top of
I
A.
like those in A tier.
Then Khan.
Maybe B.
No, but then below Khan we have Magnus and Alphas and Omegas.
Magnus could go down to C, honestly.
I think
Magnus could
Magnus
go down
C.
to top of
B.
C or bottom B.
Keep Alpharis Omega.
Alpharis?
A.
A. I
Yeah.
like it. Because they are interesting. Either very top of B there or bottom of A, because they have
So,
something
yeah.
to it where it's like, what is going on here? There's a lot of, like, you can figure it out.
So
Nice.
Magnus and the Khan we move.
So we do Perturabo's top.
Then Lorgar.
Lorgar.
Then Khan.
No.
No. Then Alpharis Omega.
Alpharis and Omega.
Move Khan down to B tier
B.
and move Magnus down to C tier.
We'll see.
Yeah, leave
Right now,
Magnus for
I think Khan is...
Cross the ones that we've done and leave
Yeah.
Magnus for now.
So Khan and Magnus you want to move down.
I want to move Khan to B, definitely. I think Khan should be B, definitely.
There's some good ones. I
Okay,
think
so we
Morty
talking-
should go up from B, you know. I could see Morty moving
You
to
want
bottom of
to
A.
put Morty at the bottom of A and move Khan to the
Because
top of A?
now Morty's top of B, but I think he could actually go bottom of A. Because I think he's quite...
But then do you want to
No,
rank
we'll leave him at B. We'll leave him at B.
B's still solid, remember.
Top of B, yeah.
B's still
What
solid.
about Khan? Are we
rating.
keeping Khan above Morty?
Move Khan to
Below Morty.
Below Morty. Yeah.
Or-
So no, I tie him.
Tie him top of
Tie
B.
him. Tie him top of B.
Khan and Morty, top of B.
Yeah. Because remember, they both counter each other quite effectively.
They're
Morty
like
very much
equals.
counters
They're
Khan.
somewhat equals, yeah.
It makes it hard to really describe. I would say they're both
And then
joined.
the other ones then we have around this level are Magnus, Corvus, Vulcan, and the Lion.
Chorus and the Lion, I
Ooh,
think,
I
stay.
really want to move Lion to A.
No, Lion stays B.
I'll have
Vulcan
B.
to C.
Can you move the Lion up a bit though? Because I think the Lion deserves to be moved up.
Above Corvus.
Yeah.
I'd say for B, we go the Lion, then Corvus, then Magnus.
Yeah.
Well,
So I think
Morty
that
and
makes
Khan
sense.
first. And
Yeah,
then the Lion, Corvus, Magnus. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
And then we'll read this out to you, listeners, at the end, because you guys won't be getting the full spectacle of the viewing.
Yes.
Oh yeah, because I'm writing this down. It looks really pretty right now. Okay, then we're getting down to C tier. We've got Vulcan, Ferrus, Conrad, Angron, and Lehman.
I have to say,
I'm gonna
Angron
B.
and Lehman are going down.
Angron, no!
They're
No.
D.
Lehman can go down.
I
Lehman
don't
can,
care
but
for
I
Lehman.
butchered Lehman's law, so Spaceful players, keep your fucking sweaty stinky
Stop
pants
your
on.
yapping, have a shower.
Yeah,
Okay?
just keep
So
your
are
knickers
we
in a twist.
talking Ferrus, Conrad, Angron?
Yeah.
No, wait.
Or
I
Ferrus,
want
Angron?
Conrad to be moved up. I think
No,
Conrad
I-
deserves
I
B.
We've
can't-
already got
I-
too many in B.
We don't. There's no such thing as too many.
But
Conrad deserves it.
which in B is Conrad better than?
What's in B at the moment?
Morty, Khan, the Lion, Corvus, and Magnus.
Corvus.
You don't like Corvus.
I like Corvus.
Corvus is B
I
tier.
could
Conrad.
see Magnus going down, but I couldn't see Corvus.
Corvus is worse than Conrad.
But what's interesting about Corvus is he's a loyalist demon.
Yeah, because he got
Primarch.
sucked off by the Emperor.
Okay, chill
He
out.
did.
Your
It
takes.
Chill out, man.
Look, I know we're known for bad takes.
Conrad.
It's Glue Guzzlers podcast, but you are wrong. Okay,
It's not
Okay.
my
You are
fault. I've huffed too
stupid.
much glue
You
today.
are wrong.
Okay, listen. What I'm suggesting is we go. Oh wait, fact, I don't even know Vulcan. So let's say
Vulcan's got to be top of C.
you think so.
Very top.
Yeah.
So we say Vulcan, Conrad, Ferrus, Angron.
Maybe move Vulcan to B, but we've got too many.
Angron
Keep
has to
him
go
C.
down to D.
No, Angron stays B, C. Angron
Bottom of
stays C.
Vulcan,
Middle of C.
Vulcan, Conrad, Ferrus, Angron.
Conrad needs to go up. I
I
don't like
would
Conrad
rather
C.
Ferrus above Conrad.
I'd rather.
Can we do
Conrad.
Ferris and Conrad joint?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vulcan.
Vulcan first as Conrad, then Angron at the very bottom of C.
I'm gonna agree. I want Angron to be moved up, but it's not fair. The Butcher's Nails nerfed him, and fair enough. Go for it.
He's a bit of a lame one.
I don't like Butcher's Nails Angron. I love non-Butcher's Nails Angron.
Because he's not better. Angron is not fucking.
Also,
So then-
Dornian Heresy Angron's badass.
Then D tier. We're getting down to D tier, so that we then have Lehman and Fulgrim.
Lehman above. No, Fulgrim.
Fulgrim above Lehman.
Lehman just seems like a bit of a lapdog, doesn't he?
I don't care
Fulgrim's at least a
enough.
bit interesting because it's a tragedy.
It's something
It's
Lehman.
someone
Space was cool.
so like pathetic.
Yeah.
That they've actually fucked everything up.
And the final Primarch, Rogaldon. Do we want to keep him in E or move down to F?
Can we make a new tier called just like U tier?
No, because E is just empty, so should we just put him in F? Because it's just a whole tier.
We'll put him in
empty.
Maybe give him a U. Give
he
him
is
2 whole tiers.
over a tier below everyone
Because
else.
fuck you, Rogaldon. F you.
Right.
His greatest accomplishment was our failure. Okay.
No, his greatest accomplishment was Sigismund, who he hated.
For the listeners, in order and in tiers, we have S tier, Sanguinius, Horus, Gilliman. In A tier, Perturabo, Logar,
Alfarius.
Alfarius, and Omegon.
Yes.
In B, we have Morty and Khan, the Lion, Corvus, and Magnus. In C, we have Vulcan, Ferris and Conrad, and Angron. In D, we have Fulgrim and Lehman Russ. And then in F tier, nothing in E tier, just in F tier, Rogaldon.
Beautiful list. You know, that
Dylan.
wins prizes.
That was really good.
I'm joking.
And listen to the whole thing.
Better do, this is like 2 hours worth of just us speaking.
2 hours.
We were like, yeah, we'll do like an hour, and it just kept.
We had a lot of
We
arguments.
had a lot of things happen.
Listeners, I'm fucking
Alex
brain
is on
dead.
the ropes.
I am brain dead
Oh
right now.
yeah. Who has to listen back to this and edit it, huh?
Yeah, that's not us.
Right.
That's
Well,
me. That's me.
Don't worry, we're dividing the pay equally though. Me and Jack get 60%, Neve gets whatever's left.
It's feminism.
That's 40. She gets more.
No, so if you
Patriarchy transcends the normal thing in
Right.
social media. Right?
Thank you
I'm
for
joking.
listening.
I'm joking.
Thank you for
Sorry,
listening to the Glue Guzzlers podcast, episode 1, our pilot, ranking the what are they called? The Primarchs on a tier list.
Oh god, we're getting cancelled.
Please like and subscribe. I don't know what else they say. What do YouTubers say?
I don't know.
Smash that like button.
Follow us on Patreon.
Follow-
For £10 a month.
Send me your credit card details. I'm joking.
drop your mum and dad's credit card details in the comments
Right.
section.
Thank you
Yeah.
Sorry,
and
listeners.
goodbye.